Hello. Let's see if this is going to work now. I already think that the camera is slowing down on my side, so it might end up all crashing. I've got several things going off at once. Oh, this music's not too loud. I'm going to lower it slightly. See if I can lower it slightly. Maybe that's all right. Yeah. We don't want it too dominant. So, hello, welcome to the show. Okay, I don't know about you guys. For me, it's really slow on this side. I hope it's not going to do this. I hope it's not going to mess me around tonight. I've got a lot of plans going forward tonight. I've got lots to tell you. And I don't want anything messing up tonight. So bear with me. I just make sure everything's working all right on my side. Oh, my camera's gone such a low level. Okay, whatever. We'll worry about it if it happens. Okay, so welcome to the Friday night show. I've been thinking a lot about tonight. I've been planning a lot for it, so I hope you enjoy the show. It's gonna be, I don't know. I came off yesterday's show, and I wanted to just give you something more. I want to do more. And I want to, well, you're going to see. Lots to tell you. So, yeah, feel free to comment. Feel free to chat. That's normally what we do within the first half an hour to hour of this show. It's more like just get to know each other, have a little chat. And then let me just hold the next video because my music's going to keep playing otherwise. I'm going to just pause it for a little bit. Oh, one moment. Okay, I'm going to just pause that for a bit. Yeah, so I hope you can hear me. I hope my microphone's working. I hope everything's working. And yeah, I've got lots to tell you tonight. So if you're new here, yeah, normally what I do is at the beginning of the show, I just have a chat with you guys, tell you what's going on. And you guys tell me what's going on with you. You know, that's what I'm interested in. If you're not a subscriber, you probably, well, there is certain places you can chat with me, but basically you got to be like a subscriber for at least 1 day on this channel, and then you can chat just like we've got here. We've got Mercury. Hello Mercury, nice to see you. You're gonna I've got lots of plans for tonight's show, so be ready for some new segments, some new lots of new things. Just trust me. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you starting. I spent all day planning this. So so I spent a bit of time. I'm not sure. I've got some music. I don't know what you think about the music I have in the background, but it's music that's copyright free for me anyway. I'll explain that later on why it's copyright free. So I have music now I can put in the background, but I can also take it off. I don't know. We'll see if it works with the atmosphere or not. Maybe have it a bit at the beginning here, just get into the film, because it's Friday night. Friday night, you know. Let's see what you said, Mercury. I think it's too, I think it's too intense. Let me just slow it down a little bit. Okay, we'll get into it later on. I'm gonna slow it down. We'll play the music later on. Okay. So you look great this evening. The blue suits you so well. Well, thank you, Mercury. Yeah. Well, I said to you before, when we do these shows, I'm gonna have I'm gonna wear different dresses if I can. I've got loads of dresses. I never get a chance to wear them because I never get to go out anywhere. So so I'm gonna wear them here now. Go on, we'll just put some music on. I think it sounds kind of fun to have something in the background. If it's annoying, let me know. I thought it's even annoying me now. It's too dominant for me, the music. I like it, but it's too dominant. Okay, well let me explain a few things, and then we can put some music on later on. Yeah, no, like I said, I like to wear different dresses and stuff when we do shows and stuff. So it's a great excuse to put something on, and that's why that's why I got this on tonight. And thank you anyway, Mercury, for that. It means a lot when people send a nice little compliment like that. Now, yeah, like I said, we have different segments, and what we've been doing in the last few shows. My hair, what? My hair's getting in my face now. What we've been doing for some shows recently is 1 minute. Hair's getting on my face. Is I've been doing like chatting with you guys first, which is what I'm going to carry on doing. And then after that, what I'm going to be doing is, well, normally we go through some videos, but tonight I thought we'd do something different. I thought what we do is we've got like different segments, and I'd like to go through some things that have been going on in the world that affect myself and other trans people. So I'm going to talk a little bit about those events that have happened in the last 24 hours to last couple of days. And then I am going to do some videos later on as well, cover some videos on YouTube, normally to do with transgender issues and stuff like that. That's what I normally do. And then I'm going to finish off with just some fun, like again, chatting or games or whatever. So there's a few little things. I've had a look. We'll see how it goes. If it goes well, then it'll become part of the show. And if it don't, we'll change it and we'll try something different. But I think it's going to work. So yeah, this is your chance anyway now to chat with me. If you're on this channel, if you're a channel supporter, if you're a channel subscriber, feel free to ask me questions here. That's what this is for. This gives me a chance to really talk with you, whereas my other videos that I put out, I don't really get the chance to speak to people. So it's kind of this is kind of the best place if you want to talk, whereas because comments and things like that, they don't, I don't know, I can't really talk the same in comments at the comment section. So this is the place to be. I'll say as well, if you are a subscriber, consider becoming a channel supporter. We do a show on Sundays. That's a private show. So you'll get access to the Sunday show if you become a channel supporter. We also have a Discord, and we have a private part to the Discord. So if you become a channel supporter, you'll also have access to that. But above all, becoming a channel supporter supports the channel, which means that I can keep making videos like this and just keep providing not just the live shows, but also the shows we do throughout the day, the standard videos. So it really means a lot to me if you become a channel supporter, because that way you're part of the community. We are building a community on this channel, and it is getting bigger. Every day it's getting bigger. And I'd love you to be part of that. Like I say, Mercury here, who's already commented, he's part of or she's part of that. So we are already part of a group. So if you want to join this group, just let us know, because you can join today and become a channel supporter. Now, what I'd like to say before we move on is we've been doing a thing called Spin the Wheel. And Spin the Wheel is, if you want to join Spin the Wheel, it's basically the way we do the videos on this channel. So if you want to see a video, we don't just like pick a video out. We do like a spin the wheel. And the way we do that is you can spin the wheel, but the only thing is you have to kind of donate to be able to spin the wheel. So what we're doing on the channel now is on these live shows is if you donate anything over £1, you can spin the wheel. Okay, so if you'd like to spin the wheel, then you have to donate over £1. But there's one other thing I need to add because there's something new to the channel that I didn't explain before. So we when you do donate, we have like super chats on YouTube, but super chats like takes a big chunk of the donation anyway, so it doesn't go to the channel, doesn't go to me, doesn't help the channel as much as you think it might. So what I've done now is I've actually created a new link. Let me see if I can put it on here. I could probably put it on the comment section here. Let me have a look. And so if you want to donate to the channel, I would probably say you're better donating to the not MySpace, to PayPal, which is the link. I'm going to put it in the chat section here. So this is the chats. That's the actual link to use. I don't know if it's live on here. Let me just check if it's live for you guys. Yeah, it is. All right. Yeah, you can see it, can't you? Yeah, I can see it. So yeah, if you want to donate anything, I would probably advise do that via the PayPal link, because I have a PayPal account now, and that's probably the best way to do it. But yeah, I don't know about super chats. Oh, okay. So so Mercury, because I know you've done this before. You know when you send a donation on here, I don't know what you call them on here, but they're either called like super chats or, let me have a look. So if you go onto the chat section here, let me see. So if I go on the chat section, you can donate. I think you need to be connected to. Yeah, you need to be connected to the channel already or something like that. But you've done it. I know you've done it before, Mercury. You've made a donation to me before. So whatever way you do donations, basically when you tip or donation or whatever you call it, that is how that is, I mean, I call it super chats. The thing is, YouTube has loads of different names for it. They have super sticker, super chats. I don't know if they call it tips, but there's loads of different ways that you can basically, if you want to donate to the channel, there's options underneath. I don't know if it's in the chat section for you or if it's under the video. But what I've done is I've just simplified it myself because some people didn't know what to do. I don't really know exactly how it works. So what I've just said is, look, if you want to make a donation to the channel, donation to me or donation to the show tonight, the best way to do it is use the PayPal link. Let me see if I might be able to, just bear with me. I might be able to use it, put it at the top of the page because it might be easier. It's actually under this video, the link, but it needs to be there because I think if anyone does want to donate, it's better donating there than donating through YouTube, exactly, because YouTube takes a big cut, basically. And I'm just thinking, like, well, if people want to do it, it might as well get the full donation instead of getting, a big cut out of the donation. Because I have to look at my own channel to see. I have these different channels, I have different abilities to do. Yeah, I can see my comment there. You can go, obviously you can go on the link. I mean, I could just update every so often. Pin message. I think I can pin it. Yeah, it's pinned to the top now. So if you see that, anyway, that's the link at the top of the page. So yeah, if you want to donate, that's the best link there. It takes you straight to the PayPal. In fact, I can show you the PayPal here so you know. Because if you do it, you'll go to this page. Let me see. Sometimes YouTube calls it thanks button, so many names. Yeah, and that's why it's complicated. That's why it's complicated. Something very simple, like, hey, I just want to, donate £1 or something like that. And that's the thing, you can donate what you want anyway, but PayPal is better. It's way better. So yeah, you've got the thanks button. It's up to you. if you want to donate some money, you want to use the thanks button. Look, any donation is very much appreciated. It's just I'm just wanted to make sure you guys know what the difference is between the ones. The PayPal one basically is very minimum. It's like you just transferring some money over to me, so it's a lot easier, and it doesn't take a big cut of the final thing. But here it is. What happens is if you click on that link, you'll be taken to a page like this, similar to this. Then I think you go to the, let me see if I can show you. I can't really do it myself because it's my own account. But I think you go to send. You click send. It asks you to log in. Well, that's good. It's showing you my login details. Perfect. But anyway, and then you'll be able to send that way. So I just that's the option. But again, if you find it easier through thanks or super chat or whatever you want, that's your choice. Okay. It's just if you want to donate, that's the best way. And I'm going to put that under every video that I do anyway. So it's underneath this video, and it's at the top of the channel now, so you can see it here. So that's if you want to do that. But if you do that, you get to spin the wheel. So as a little advantage, and I have kind of said that I'll give you another little incentive that I decided to give here. So I have got a little goal here. I'll put it at the bottom for now because it's the only place I can put it. I've said that if on the show, on the live show, if we ever hit the goal of £25 on a show, so that's if a few people donate and we end up getting to £25, what will happen is I will tell you a secret about myself, like a little secret. So if you hit that tonight, I will tell you about something. Yeah. So I think that's enough about that. I've told you basically the tipping situation on this channel now. So you know how it works. You want to tip, it's up to you. If you do it, you'll get to spin. You'll get a spin on the wheel, and you'll also get if we do get to 25. If we don't get to 25. If we do, then I tell you a little secret about myself. If we don't, well, I won't tell you that secret. As simple as that. What else can I say? I mean, I'll show you the wheel. Bear with me 1 minute. I haven't put it on my main page, which I was going to do tonight, because this is what we do later on in the show, is the wheel. I've been calling it spin the wheel. But basically, if I can find it, Wheel of Fortune, they call it, but I just call it spin the wheel. Remove that one. I'm going to move on to another page because I want it separate. Oh, my computer's so slow. It can't cope with all the pages I want to open to get it to work. I mean, I like to have lots of pages open. It's not happy with me. Let me share this with you though. Get it up here, and then I can share it. So, ooh, no, come on. Should be able to see it now. Yeah, this is spin the wheel. So I used to just pick videos out, but I thought it'd be more interesting if we do a wheel spin, and then we end up with whatever video we end up with. So I've got a selection of videos, and I'll give you a little show what we do, but I'm not playing a video yet. Just spin it like this, and then we'll get a video. And what video would it have picked? Would have picked this one, Annabelle. Old as me. Oh, okay. Older as me. Okay, yeah. So we would then watch that video basically. But if you want to do that, I said any donation over £1, and you'll be able to view that. Yeah. Okay, so that's introduction about how the tipping system works. Everything now I'm sure you understand. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me, and I will go over that again. I might have to go through talk about it a bit later in the show, because sometimes people join us and they don't know everything about how the show works. Yeah, like I said, this is the time you get to actually ask me any questions. If you want to talk. If you don't, it's fine. You can just watch. So I wanted to get a coffee before I came live, but it's been such a weird day today, so busy. So if nobody wants to chat yet, look, we're on 20 minutes. I might start doing the news section. Well, the news topics that been affecting us. recently, trans people and stuff. So I might head up onto that next if you all want to do that. Unless everybody wants to spin a wheel. I'll tell you, if you do want to spin the wheel, it's okay. We can actually spin the wheel before we move on to sections. So there's no we have to do it this way. I'll do it another way. If you feel like doing that, then just let me know. But anyway, okay. So let's move on to the I think we can move on to the news section now. Let me check. Yeah, okay. So what we'll do is we'll go on to the news section. Or should I just say general topics? I'm not going to say news. That sounds strange. So, yeah, I had a look today, and there was a few things I wanted to cover. And feel free to comment on any of the things that I said here. If there's anything you want to talk about, just let me know. Let me share the screen with this. Okay. Let me show you this. It's just slowed down for me. Bear with me 1 minute. Okay. I think hopefully you can see this. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to go through this and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about it, and then I want to get your opinions on it. So 1 minute, because my screen's gone blank. I can't do it until I got my screen back. Okay. I can see it now. Hopefully everybody's fine. Everybody can see everything. Okay. So I wanted to talk today about the EHRC. They say it's a confined in the code of practice despite claims it's unworkable. Okay. So it confides in the trans code of practice. So the US, let me just do this. The EHRC's new code of practice on trans rights. So I'm going to tell you what this is all about and show you a few pictures from the article. So what is this about then? So the Equality and Human Rights Commission, UK Equalities Regulation, this is who we're talking about. So what have they done? They've updated the single-sex code of practice after the April Supreme Court ruling, which said the Equalities Act definition of woman only refers to biological sex. So the purpose of the change, proposal changes. So what could happen? It could exclude trans people from single-sex facilities, toilets, changing rooms, hospital wards, etc. May oh, I think I just got a donation from someone. I'll double check that in a minute, guys. I've got a donation. My watch was buzzing, and I was like, "What's my watch?" Because I didn't know where. I thought, where have I got an update? So I know if we get a donation or anything. But thank you for the donation. I'm going to check it in a minute. I'll go back to what I was doing. Sorry, lost track now. Should we do the donation first? Let's see. Someone just sent me a donation, so I should really check that out. Let me check it on my phone. It'll be easy, and I know. Did you put your name? I think you can leave like a message or something like that. Let me double check. Bear with me 1 minute. If I can see what it says. I do have a donation from a Kathleen Berry. Thank you for that donation. And you sent £1. Are you in the comments, or is that? You have to let me know who that is, because what I suggest is if you leave a tip, maybe leave your YouTube name so I know who you are as well, because I can't see from here. I just know that Kathleen sent me a £1 thing, so I can definitely give you a spin, Kathleen, but I don't know who you are, so like anyway. We'll get there in the end, guys. I know it's kind of like all over the place at the moment. Well, anyway, thank you for that deposit donation. Right, let me get started with this again, and then we'll do the wheel after this. Okay, guys. Okay, so what we're talking about today, we're talking about the EHRC's new code of practice on trans rights. So who? This is the Equalities and Human Rights Commission, EHRC, the UK's Equalities Recognition. Okay, regulator. Sorry, the UK's regulator. So what happened? They've updated the single-sex code of practice after April Supreme Court ruling, which said the Equalities Act's definition of woman, biological, is only for biological woman. So they're not going to include trans people in this anymore. So the proposed changes could exclude trans people from single-sex spaces or facilities, toilets, changing rooms, hospital wards, etc. Many may require people to carry an ID to access spaces, raising privacy and dignity concerns. Now that's a shock to me. So they're saying that they might even expect us to have an ID card to go into the toilets. So this is why it's worth talking about this. So what was this? Consolation 50,000 plus respondents draft now sent to the okay. They've sent off draft 50,000 plus correspondents. They've draft now sent to Equalities Minister Bridget Phillips for Labour, not yet public. So they've sent off the draft proposal. Okay. The EHRC stance chair Baroness Kishware Faulkner. I think I've not said her name right. That's not Faulkner. Yeah, I've heard Faulkner. Yeah, admits it will be difficult for the business to implement. Okay, well, the businesses to implement. Yeah, it will be. How can you have people checking ID cards? The EHRC says it's still confident the code is legally accurate. Right. Okay. Business backlash. So businesses, they've said there's 650 plus organizations, including Benny and Jerry's, Lush, Mighty Hoopla, pubs, small businesses. They warn it's unworkable and costly. Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? Examples. Pubs say it would need to hire staff to police toilets, wasting resources and financial burden. Okay. Legal voices. Oscar Davis, first out non-binary barrister, says Equalities Act is permissive, not exclusionary. Okay. Argues Act is a shield, not a sword. Means to protect rights, not. Oh, it's meant to protect rights, not to strip them away. Yeah, because it is stripping away the rights of trans people. Other legal analysts say the Supreme Court's ruling itself misread equality law. Okay, let me give you some more insight on this. So policy response. Let's see. The Green Party, the Green Party's Carla Denaware demands MPs get a debate before code becomes binding. And 80 plus advocate groups write to the PM Starmer, Keir Starmer, calling for scrutiny. They want to, so basically they want to have a vote on it before it goes through. I mean, it's basically saying it's unworkable. It's going to cause problems for businesses. So why does this matter? Right, for trans people, daily life could become unsafe and humiliating if it denies toilets, changing rooms, hospital wards, creates fear around simply existing in public. Yes, for businesses, could be costly and implement. Yes, well, this is the thing. It's going to be very costly to do this, to have someone police toilets. Small venues might go under if forced to police the bathrooms. For law, UK once led. Oh yeah, so the UK once led LGBT plus rights, not risk them being as regressive. Oh, so now, sorry, the UK used to lead in LGBTQ plus rights, but now it risks going to be regressive and out of step with international human standards. It also means that the Labour government faces pressure. Will it accept the EHRC's restriction draft or allow Parliament to challenge it? Bigger picture. There isn't just a legal technicality. It's about whether the Equalities Act protects people or excludes them. Well, it looks like it's trying to exclude them at the moment. I mean, just talk about this really quickly about what we've said. I mean, what I'm seeing here is this. I mean, putting this law through, and now obviously they want to make it law and stuff. To put it through, it's going to be very complicated and very difficult to do this, because you're basically, the only way you could do this is by policing toilets, is by stopping trans people from being able to use the toilets and the restroom. And the idea of actually maybe taking your ID card in there to be able to go use the toilets is absolutely mental. If that really goes through, I just don't know how that's going to work. International context. So I'll give you a bit of international context as well, because we're just talking about UK here, but we should really talk about other places as well. So most of the EU, example, Ireland, Spain, Malta, actually protect gender identity in law. They're expanding protection, not narrowing them. So basically, while the UK is now stripping back the laws, and with the EHRC are taking back with this court case, the Supreme Court case that happened earlier this year, we're actually seeing in Europe it's going the other direction. So it is actually us that's going backwards. Global trend: over 20 countries now allow self-declaration for legal gender recognition. Argentina, Denmark, New Zealand, and Canada. So if you're in those countries, you can legally you can say yourself. You can you don't need to go through all the gender recognition stuff that we do in the UK. You can actually say who you are. Self-declaration. Court ruling. So the European Court of Human Rights 2002, Goodwin versus UK, ruled that not recognizing gender identity is a serious breach of private life rights. Yes, I've heard about this. So basically, and this is what the I can't remember her name exactly, but there's a lawyer that's taking this to the European Court of Human Rights, because they say that the UK has already broken the rules on our rights as trans people, because we're supposed to be recognized in our gender and to a private life, and this will stop that from happening. If they start policing the toilets and doing these things, it will stop that. Contestant: the EHRC's restrictive code risks making Britain one of the most exclusionary countries in Europe instead of leading in equality. Right, I've read all that now. Now we can just talk about it. So I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but my thoughts are basically, I think it's unworkable, and I think that we can clearly see them doing this is going to it's going to incur a lot of problems. I mean, I really don't believe they're going to start saying that we should start taking ID with us to the toilets. But at the same time, I think that there's a chance that we might be looking at what is it? They might be trying to police the toilets more, but like smaller companies can't do that. So these smaller pub chains and but I mean, like, I've just seen a comment here from Mercury. Yeah, sounds absolutely insane. That's the problem, and that's what we're looking at now. I mean, you think about it. If they implement this is in the news today. All the stories I tell you about today are in the news, and the reason I'm telling you this, and the reason I'm sharing this with people on this channel, is I know it's not the best thing, it's not the most fun thing to talk about, but it's important, and we should keep an eye on this. The EHRC, okay, what they're doing, yes, they're trying to agree with the law that's been put through, the court ruling, the Supreme Court, but it's unworkable. It is unworkable. And apparently the EHRC are not very friendly with trans people. They're basically, the way they're doing this is just ridiculous, and it's coming to be. It's obvious. I mean, we are starting to be an outlier in Europe. We're starting to go backwards, and it's starting to become really evident about this. So I thought I'd bring this story to everybody's attention today, because if you don't know about what's going on, it's a good thing to just keep an eye on these things, because we need to keep an eye on what people are doing. We need to use the loo, really. Well, this is the problem. I mean, if you ask me, even if all these laws, even if the EHRC can pass all these laws, and even they get passed in government, if you said to me, am I going to change what I'm doing? No, I'm not. Now, of course, for those of us who have changed our ID officially, so here's some good news. You don't, changing your ID is a lot easier than changing your birth certificate. So your birth certificate, you need more for you need your gender recognition certificate, but changing your passport and your ID card, like your driving license, is a lot easier to do. So don't worry too much. It's not as difficult to do this. But basically the problem is going forward now is that we're going to have a problem because if they do start doing this and if they start policing it, I mean, there will be people that use the toilet who maybe haven't changed their ID card and might have issues. But if you ask me, do I really believe this will go through? Well, no. But then again, I didn't believe that would happen with the Supreme Court. So, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Anyway, I thought I'd bring you that news story. Now, I did get a donation from Kathleen for £1. I'd like to thank you so much for that. And so what I'll do is, because you've done that, I said I would spin the wheel. So what we'll do is before we cover any more news stories, because I have a couple of news stories I wanted to cover tonight, I'm going to spin the wheel. So let's do that first. So let's go to the wheel now, and then we can let me share this one here. So we'll spin the wheel and we'll watch. Oh, I don't like that screen. 1 minute. That's not the screen I want. I want to go to this one's better. I just prefer this. I think this works better. Let me go to spin the wheel. So this is for Kathleen. Thank you so much for the donation tonight. That means we only need £24 now. If we get another £24, you get to know a secret. I'm going to tell you a secret tonight, but only if we get up to there. Anyway. So what have we got on the wheel tonight? Okay. So the 99-year-old transgender. Okay, so let's have a look at that. Let me get the page ready for you. So yeah, if you want to spin the wheel, I would say if you can see at the top we have the you have my PayPal, PayPal me. That's where you need to send your donation. So if you want to donate today, that is where you should send. Like I say, if we get another £24 today, I will tell you about my my secret. I will tell you a secret. It's not like I'm going to tell you a secret. It's just something about my life that I'm going to tell you. Something I want to share. I can share it with you, but only if we get up to the another £24. So let me see. I've got to find the playlist, which is this one. Okay, so I will find the. Bear with me 1 minute. In fact, what I'll do is, because I don't like to leave the screen like this, so I'm putting the full screen here. Put it like that. Well, we are, Mercury. This is the thing. We are. We're living in some weird times. I totally agree. But it is just the UK. It's not. You got America, you got the UK. Seem to have problems, but in other countries, like I just said in the last segment, I said like it's not the same in other countries. It's just our country. The UK is like, unfortunately, is going backwards. And it is really sad time, really. Okay, so we're going to watch a video now on a transgender woman and this was 6 years ago, so I'm not sure, because she was 99 then, so I don't know where she is now. Hopefully she's still around. Do this. Okay, so I'm going to share this video with you now, and this was thanks to Kathleen. That was this one. So let me just make it full screen. Okay, put the volume on it. We'll put on full. Okay.
My full name is Robert Louis Jennings. Turned out, in the long run, that I was right. I did want to be a woman, but I didn't know it.
So obviously we have. So it's Louise. That's her name. Louise spent 70 years of her life identifying as a man. So she transitioned a lot later in her life. So I know a lot of people have said to me before on this channel, and they've said, "Well, I transitioned when I was in my 40s, or I transitioned when I was in my 50s." But Louise here, she transitioned when she was 70, so she spent 70 years before she transitioned. And obviously, when this was filmed, she was 100, well, 99 years old. Sorry, I'm adding an extra year on. She was 99 years old when this was filmed. And she fought in the World War II.
At any time I could be involved in fighting and shooting and all that sort of caper. But somehow I survived.
So she fought on the beaches of Dunkirk. Wow. Okay.
Everybody's a hero at some time or other. I'm just number 4458062.
She was married. Oh, I missed that, Alan. Too quick for me. Okay, so she was married to her wartime sweetheart for more than 40 years. Okay.
I was very fortunate to have her as my wife.
After 70 years of identifying as a man, Robert became Louise. In 1990, she underwent gender reassignment surgery, that's a recognition surgery.
I didn't live a life of wanting to be a woman, yet it virtually came out that perhaps I did want to be a woman.
Her wife, Edith, died in 1989. Okay. Louise never told Edith how she felt about her gender. Throughout her life, Louise has loved to paint. Her paintings have been seen all over the world. She even painted the scenes from Dunkirk. Wow.
And I was next to the end person in this photograph. That water, part of Dunkirk Harbour. I've lived a sensible life, brought up as a man and lived as a man. That's the way it was.
Yeah, because the time that she was from would obviously even more difficult than now to come out as who you are. Age 99, Louise has lived an incredible life. Okay. I think that's everything. Yeah. Well, what do you think about that? 1 minute. Really does not listen to me, this. No. Okay, now it's not stopping. Okay. Bear with me 1 minute. It decided it's not going to listen to me. Okay, I wanted to stop that. I'll end up playing another video. So yeah, you know, feel free to tell me what you think about that. I thought it was very very amazing, very uplifting story actually. I can't imagine living 70 years until I could actually, you know, transition. But you know, she's lived a life, hasn't she? And yeah, I thought it was pretty amazing. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, she's amazing. Yeah, I think that's it's just an amazing thing, isn't it? Can you imagine? I mean, it's like one thing a lot of people talk about coming out, and you know, now we have people that you know they can come out at a lot younger age and things like that. But to actually live for, you know, so long like that, and then eventually being able to come out. Yeah. She shows shows how you should get what am I doing? My reading's terrible tonight. I really apologize for my reading tonight. Show how you should not give up hope. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, you know, you think about it. There's people that say, like, you know, I'm in my 50s now, or I'm in, you know, coming to my 60s, and is it okay for me? You know, should I be able to transition? Should I be able to live who I, you know, as myself? And I think the answer simply, especially what with Louise there, I think, yeah, I think completely. And you should, you know, it's never too late. It's never too late to be who you are. So, you know, I think it isn't, you know, totally amazing, you know, inspiring. Exactly. Gabby, yeah, Gabby, completely inspiring. I totally agree. It's an inspiring story, isn't it? Because you imagine, I mean, I know myself, even I felt like, oh, I wish I'd have come out earlier. But then I have people who are like, you know, a lot older than myself, and then they say, I wish I'd come out earlier. And you think, yeah, you know, it's never too late. And I mean, she obviously, like, she's lived an amazing life. You know, of course, she had a wife. She didn't tell her wife, but that's not a problem. You know, they had their relationship, and unfortunately, her wife passed away, and then she obviously transitioned then after her wife passed away, and now even at 99 years old, she is who she is. So I think, yeah, it's an amazing story. So yeah, if you want to find any more inspiring stories like that, don't forget, you can tip just £1. That's all you need to tip, and you'll get we'll spin the wheel and we can watch some more videos. So that was yeah. So if you want to do that, like I've told you before, the link is just in the video here on the at the top. I've pasted it to the top so you can see where it is. Okay, so moving on tonight, like I said, there is a goal of £25 tonight. We've already got £1, so we just need £24 to go. If we get up to that goal, I'm going to tell you something about my life, something that happened in my past. I guess I say it's secret. It's not like secret. It's not like something unbelievably like, whoa, what's this secret? But I will tell you, but obviously only if we can reach that goal tonight. So yeah, I'd like to just cover another story before we move on, another news story. So let me just go to that next. So let's see. I need to share this screen again. And then we can go into that. So I thought I would talk about a so I'm in the UK, and I don't know where all of you are from, but feel free to tell me if you want. But I'm in the UK, and a lot of things are happening now in the UK, and we definitely recently been dealing with. I think my camera's just decided to turn on. Oh, it's back on now. We've obviously we're watching America at the moment. What's happening in America? But we have a party here in the UK called Reform, and there is a lot of talk that Reform now might end up with more. Well, it might end up winning the next election. Who knows? So if that happens, what can we expect? Where do Reform and Nigel Farage stand on LGBTQ plus issues as polls lead growth? So it is very likely that Reform are definitely going to do very well in the next election, if we like it or not. So it's important to know where they stand on this. Now, I'm sure some of you out there already have quite a good idea on this, but I was in the news today, and I thought I would just cover it a little bit. So if you're not in the UK, you might not know about this, but if you're in the UK, you'll definitely know about it, 100%. So let's just go through it. So what does this article say? What's it talking about today? Okay, so what it's telling us is that Reform UK, it's led by Nigel Farage, this man here. They are classed as a far-right populist party. Okay, they deny that. They deny that they're not. They say they're not far right, but I mean, their policies do reflect a more far right, a more far right image. Even though a lot of people say no, they don't. But you're going to see now. I'm gonna say what their opinions anyway on LGBTQ plus their stance. So you tell me if you think it's far right or not. I mean, I'm happy for people to leave comments and tell me if that's not right or if they have a different opinion, and that's good. Let's talk about it because they are a popular party. Okay, so what do we have here? We've got recent polling from YouGov, ITV Wales shows Reform surging, projected to become the largest party in Westminster if an election were held now. So if there was an election today, there's a chance that they would win, based on polling. Again, this could change, but that's what the polls are saying. So political rights polls for Reform on the 26% national ahead of. Okay, so the Reform has got 26% nationally ahead of Labour at 23% and the Conservatives at 18%. So we've got Reform in the lead. We've got Labour coming after that, and then Conservatives. So Conservatives really is kind of he does keep saying, Nigel Farage, that Conservatives are over. The base on this is kind of saying they are. Estimates suggest Reform could win 271 seats, up from 5 in 2024. That's absolutely crazy. Yeah, they've only got 5 seats in government right now, but they could go up to 271. Gain strongest in Leave vote areas. Okay, just remind you as well, the Reform Party started off as the Brexit Party, so you see where their roots were, what their roots were in. The LGBTQ plus record, anti-pride, banned pride flags in councils they control. Members caught on video calling the pride flag degradation flag. Oh wait, I'm saying this wrong now. Anyway, they were criticizing the trans flag and criticizing the pride flag, the LGBTQ plus flag. Okay. They mandate. Wait 1 minute. So their manifesto promises to ban transgender ideology in schools. So they class being transgender as an ideology. They're going to block social transitioning. How can you block social transitioning? So they want to block you being able to socially transition, pronoun changes, or gender questioning under 16. So basically, they want to stop us from being able to socially transition. They want to stop using pronouns, so we can't use the right pronouns for us. And they're not going to let anyone under 16 being able to question the gender. Does that sound far right to you? Because that sounds far right to me. Mandate single-sex toilets and changing rooms, which is what has already been tried to be pushed through. So you think it's bad now? How do you think it's going to be when Reform get in? It looks like they're going to carry on with that. We're trying to ban us from the toilets anyway. They're going to overhaul the Equalities Acts and scrap the diversity and equality roles in policing. So we have diversity and equality roles, and that is so that we have it so that obviously if trans people in the police force, or we have even like people from different ethnicities, we have policies there and we can work those things out. Well, they want to abandon all that, and they just don't want that. So to me, it does come across as far right. Farage personally, so what does the man who really is the head of the party and really his thoughts, what does he want? Well, he opposes same-sex marriage. He calls it wrong. Says civil partnership was enough. So he doesn't really agree with same-sex marriage. He thought that civil partnership was fine. He said HIV plus people should be banned or barred from entering the UK. So anyone with HIV shouldn't be allowed to come to the UK. He defends the Thatcher era, playing down harm of Section 28. So I think the Section 28 is to do with gay people, and recently claimed most stable relationships are heterosexual. So he does believe he doesn't support LGBTQ plus people. Let's see. 69% of Reform voters opposed legal gender recognition for trans people. So 69% of the people that vote for Reform don't think that we should have legal recognition. However, 65% do support same-sex marriage, which is not the same as Farage. So they don't agree with Farage on that, but they do think that we at 69% think that trans people shouldn't have legal recognition. So it's not good. It's not good at all. You don't want reform in if you're trans or if you're LGBTQ. It's not good for us. And so why does it matter? Well, the policies reform surges suggest Farage could hold real power, not just protect, not just protest votes, but shaping government policy. Yeah, because they'll have quite a large majority, quite a large party. They will be able to push a lot of their laws through. And so what they're saying is very likely could happen. For LGBTQ plus rights, the party openly commits to rolling back trans rights in schools, public spaces, and the equality law. So what they're doing now is going to be a lot worse than in the future. For culture, so normalizing anti-LGBTQ plus rhetoric like flag banning, woke scapegoating, and official policy. So what's happening now won't just be, fringe people saying it online and stuff. It will become policy. It will be acceptable to call trans people woke. It will be acceptable to ban the flags. So don't think you could be putting your trans flag up because they're basically they're going to ban that. You're not allowed to do that. Only UK, only Union Jack. It's the only one you can have. Union Jack or St. George, apparently. That's the only ones you can have in England. You can't have any other flag. So they said that daily life, trans people would face strict exclusion from toilets, schools, healthcare, and recognition backed by the law. Bigger picture, the UK could be heading towards a government led by a party that sees LGBTQ plus rights as harmful ideology rather than human rights. So yeah, you've got to understand from their concept, they see being gay and trans as an ideology. And they basically, what they're going to do is they're going to make it really difficult for us to actually to live in society. So you just right now if you speak up, people can, they'll say, yeah, that's right. This party, you won't even have that. I know we've got Karma, we've got Keir Starmer, who's absolutely flip-flops on everything. But even Keir Starmer, wouldn't be saying, well, I don't know now actually, because he does flip-flop. But I'm saying, like, you still have something. You still have something there. There's still something there, some little bit of recognition. With this, you'll have no recognition. International context. So what about the rest of the world? How does this compare with other countries and stuff? Well, the far-right playbook, reform policies echo movements in Hungary, Poland, and parts of the US, where LGBTQ plus rights are being rolled back under anti-woke rhetoric. Okay? So we're more like those countries, more like Hungary and Poland now. Great. Flags and symbols. So bans on pride flags mirrors US school board fights, and Russians anti-LGBTQ plus propaganda law, where visibility itself is treated as a threat. So they want to stop visibility of trans people. They're trying. I mean, the one good thing about this, can they stop the internet? This is the thing. Like, I'm here on the internet. I've said about this channel being a voice, other trans channels being a voice. Can they silence us? Well, if they can cut our channels on the internet, maybe, but visually, they're going to try and shut us down. Global backlash. In contrast, governments like Germany, Canada, and New Zealand are strengthening LGBTQ plus protections as part of democracy and inclusion. Yeah. So we've got other countries now that are actually increasing our rights, supporting us more. But country, like let's say, like the country like UK, we're going backwards, and they can see this. We look like a joke to these countries. Contrast with the UK, a Farage-led surge would place Britain alongside governments dismantling LGBTQ plus protections, not those expanding them. Well, that's clear, isn't it? So I think we're looking more like we're going to be more like Russia. We're going to be more like more far right countries where we don't really support trans people. We don't want visibility for trans people. We treat trans people and gay people as well as and basically make it so that our existence, they want to basically erase us from public life, make us, and even if you're under 16, you won't be able to question your gender. So I do think this is far right. I don't know how, and this is the thing. A lot of people are going out. This is just, so I just make this clear. This is just for LGBTQ plus, which I'm talking about. What about other things in society? What about other things besides that? Because this is what matters to us. But then it's like, well, what about other rights? What about other like free speech rights? Because he says he's for free speech, Nigel Farage, but he's not for free speech. He's for free speech when it's to do with him, but not free speech if it's against him or against what he believes. So keep that in mind. Watch what's happening in America and watch what's happening with Trump right now. You can't question Trump at the moment. Farage wants that same thing, okay? And that's because he believes that's the right thing. I do believe he thinks that's right. And I think his supporters think that's right. But the problem is, what they don't understand is we live in a society and we all come from different backgrounds, and it's valuing other people's backgrounds. Like there is people out there who believe we should just have the Union Jack. Okay. Now I'm British. Union Jack, St. George, I grew up with that. But should I be allowed to put the trans flag on a pole and put it out there? Yeah, I should be able to. That's nothing wrong with. That's not against the Union Jack. That's not against the American flag. It's not against the St. George flag. What it is we are allowed to express our own feelings about what's important to us, and by doing this, it is far right because you're excluding people's own opinions. If I want to teach young children about trans people, why can't if you do that, they say, you shouldn't be near children. You shouldn't be putting ideology into their heads. It's not ideology. Young people, trans people exist, and those young people have to grow up and live in a world where trans people exist. So it's not ideology. It's basically teaching people to know we are still here, and teaching them that we're not creates fear. And this will, if Reform win, and I'm telling you now, I do believe that they will get a big chunk of vote. What I really believe is going to happen, and I tell you this is what I really believe, if they get in and they get that vote and they become the next government in the UK, I believe that their time when they're in power, we're going to see a lot of issues in the UK. And I think it's going to be a very difficult place for not just trans people, but also LGBTQ plus people. So we need to be staying together, and we need to, start thinking about this, because it's going to happen eventually, and we need to be ready for that. Yeah. So that was my thoughts on that. And I wanted to cover Reform because I really felt like, yes, this is something that I knew I needed to talk about. I mean, and I'm happy if you guys look in the comments below, whatever. We need to keep talking about this, because in the next few years, it's going to be a very thing. I mean, I'm starting to get ready for it. I'm starting to think about it. I'm talking to my friends about it, my other trans friends and stuff, and saying like, we need to be aware of this, because people are going to vote for them because they feel like people feel disillusioned with our government. They're not happy. Reform is saying, we're going to offer you something different. And this is the time when this is when you get parties that say they're going to offer you something, but okay, they were the Brexit party, and what's happened with Brexit? Think about that. Right. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to something because I just got another donation. I'm going to tell you something, right? I've been looking. There's ways of me actually showing you on screen with donations and things like that. So when I actually get the chance to expand more with my screen and stuff, we'll get on-screen donations and stuff. So we'll actually see when we get donations and stuff, so we can actually keep going and stuff. Okay, so this is from. I don't know if you want me to say your name, because like I know it says you can leave a comment or something, but this is from David. So I just say David, okay? So you know who I'm talking about. So I want to say thank you so much for that, David. And David has actually donated £25. So I now, thank you, David. I now have to tell you guys about my secret, but I'm going to leave it a little bit longer, David. Yeah, just a little bit longer. Okay. I'll tell you in a minute. Well, should though, because if you're here now and you're like, well, I want to know now. Okay, I'll tell you what. I will tell you now, David, because David's done this. So I need to kind of let you guys know. So thank you. Okay, so I said that when we reached the goal of £25, which we have. So I'm going to thank you so much for that. It really means a lot. So what was I going to tell you? So I was going to tell you a little bit about myself. So every time we hit these goals on the show, I'm going to tell you something about myself. So this is what I was going to this is what I'm going to tell you first. And there's many more little things I can tell you. So who knows? We might have another goal later on. So a few years ago, I was I took a trip to France. I'm a big Francophile. I love going to France. I travel to France quite often, and I went to France, and I wasn't at the time. I didn't have much money on me. I tend to not have much money on me when I go anywhere. I don't know. I just don't have much money. And what happened was, I was in France and I was with my friend, and she was going there to meet. She had a boyfriend. Well, she'd met before, and he was from Australia, and so they agreed to meet in the south of France. And so what she said to me, she said, "Look, do you want to come with me to Paris? I'm going to stay in Paris for a few nights, and then I'm going to the south of France, and I love going to Paris." So I said to her, I said, "Yeah, I'd love to come to Paris with you." And she said, "Look, I'll get an apartment. You can stay there. I ain't going to go see my boyfriend in the south, but you can stay in that apartment for the week, and when I come back, we can meet up again, and you can have a week in Paris." So she offered me that. And so I had enough money to obviously get by, but not too much, not enough to kind of actually go to anywhere I had to pay. Anywhere free I could walk around and stuff, and I could afford obviously to eat and stuff, but I couldn't really afford the trip itself. I could afford the airplane ticket, but I couldn't afford the apartment. So she booked an Airbnb, and I stayed there. I got the week there. So we flew over. We had the first night there, and went out for something to eat. And I stayed in Montmartre. It's the area I stayed. Well, just a bit outside of Montmartre, but I stayed that area. Really enjoyed it. She went to go meet a boyfriend, and I was on my own. And I'd been talking, as you do. I'd been talking to some people online, and I had one guy said he really wanted to meet up, and I thought, I'm on my own. It'd be really cool to meet someone. And so I decided to meet this guy online. And so what happened was, I met this guy. Oh, 1 minute. Just so I know who to thank now. Yeah, because Thingy said, thank you, David. Well, let's say thank you, Jade. Thank you, Jade. Not right. What I'll do is, Jade, I'll make sure in your thing, I'll try and make sure that I know if you ever donate again, that we don't. Yeah, it's Jade that sent it. Well, thank you, Jade. You're the reason you're getting this story now. So yeah, I'm sorry that I had to use your dead name. Very sorry about that. Obviously, it came up like that on there. I know it's annoying sometimes when it's with your documentation, but if I'm the same sometimes. Some of my documents still have my dead name. I need to change them. But thank you so much, Jaden. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the donation. Okay, so this is a story. I'm telling you the story now. Okay, so what happened was, I met this guy online, and I went to meet him. We went out for a meal together in Paris, as you do. I was on my own. He wanted to meet up. He was in Paris. It turned out he was from Switzerland, and we got on really well. And like I said, he said he'd like to see me again. And I was like, yeah, fine. He said, well, I'm here for a few days. Do you want to stay together for the next few days, like hang out and go out and stuff? So I said, yeah, I'd love that, because I was on my own anyway. And so I thought, okay, this guy seems nice. And so what happened was, for the next few days, he was in Paris, and we just met up each day, and we went to different places together. And he took me to some restaurants and stuff in Paris, which I couldn't afford. And it turned out that he wasn't just very, very wealthy. He was a millionaire. And and what ended up happening was it was nothing to him because he had money. And so he took me out to some really expensive restaurants in Paris. So a lot of places I wouldn't have been able to go. And then when my friend came back, I told her, I said, oh, I met this guy from Switzerland. He lived in the south of France. And so what happened was, I ended up going. After that, I ended up going to meet him again after, in the south of France, at his house. I went to see him and spend some time with him. And he took me to there was a motor racing area. I don't know if any of you know this, because I don't know much about Formula One or anything like that, but it was like a racing car place where he lived. And he took me there, and he took me to this restaurant, and it was a 3-star Michelin restaurant. And so we went there, and I know this is crazy, this story, and so I had a meal. I had 3-star Michelin star restaurant, and then he said, "Oh, it was really good, but I wanted to try the other menu. Do you want to go back tomorrow night, and we'll go have another meal there?" So I went there the second night, and I went 2 nights in a row. So so that's a little story about myself with some of the experiences that I've had. So I thought I'd just share that with you. So that was really well. That was the tip. So I've never been to a Michelin star restaurant. That's the only Michelin star restaurant I've ever been to. And I went there 2 times, and it was a 3-star Michelin star. So he gave me that experience, and he also made it so that week when I was on my own, where I didn't have any money to really go around Paris, I had a guy who met up with me and took me out to some really nice restaurants and stuff. So I was very fortunate. So there you go. That's a little I'd say secret, but more of a little thing about myself that that I've shared with you guys. So thank you, Jade, for that. That was you unlocked that. If anybody wants to go up to another £25, I will share another little story with you. If anybody wants to go up there, but I mean, like, we hit the goal of the show, so thank you, Jade. But if anybody wants to go more, if you want to still, if you want to do a spin the wheel, you can do. In fact, I will spin the wheel again, because Jade, for that tip, I think as well we can spin the wheel as well. I'd like to say hello to Charles. Hello today. Good evening. It's nice to see you here today. And you always had some adventure. Oh, you've had some adventures. Well, I have, and I have a lot more I can share with you. So if anybody wants to get up to the next 25, look, we've actually got, so far tonight, we've got £26. Okay. If we reach, look, I'll put it on here. I mean, if we reach 50, well, we don't need to. We'll just leave 25 down there. If we reach £50 tonight, I'll give you another one, right? But that's only if we get up there. I know it's quite high. Let's see what happens. If we get up there, I will give you another one tonight. If not, I'll give you one next show, because there's loads of things I can tell you, and maybe sometimes I can't tell you everything easily. But have I lived a life? I have lived a little bit of a life so far. Yeah. I'm quite there's quite a lot about me, Mike. If you want to learn about it, there's quite a lot about me. So yeah, so anyway, it's nice to see you all here. I think I'll just recap you all and let you know what's actually going on. So we do have super chats on this channel. We have super thanks or whatever they're called. I don't know what they're called, but YouTube takes this massive chunk of money from donations. Okay, so if anyone donates to this channel, they take a cut. So what I'm saying to everybody now is I have a PayPal account I set up the other day, and I can take direct payments through there. So if you want to help the channel and you want to donate, the best way to do is through the PayPal Me account, and which is at the top of the chat page at the moment. So you can use that to donate. Like I say, any donation now from £1, anything above £1, I will spin the wheel and we can watch a video. So Jade tonight did just donate £25. So that's why I gave a secret, told you something about my life. If we get up to if we do another £25 or anywhere up there, I promise I'll give you another one. So because the show's still going on, we're not finishing yet. So I'm going to spin the wheel for Jade now because she did an amazing I keep calling it deposits, not deposits, donation. Let me find the wheel then, and I can share it with you. First, we want to open this. So Farage there again. Yeah, I'm really worried about this reform thing, to be honest with you. I'm not. The more I read about them, it's not good. Sorry, guys. I didn't share the page. Okay, let me share the page, and then then we can do it. Okay. Now let me check that you can see this, because last time you couldn't. Okay, 1 minute. My computer's just bust again because I want to watch another video. Okay, you can see it. Good. All right, so here we go. I'm going to spin it now. Coffee as well. So what's this one? Okay, some daddies are ladies. Okay, so this one, thank you, Jade. This is the one I'm going to look at now. Okay, so let's go to the videos, and I will find the video. Bear with me 1 minute. I did watch a little bit of this one before, so pause that. So some daddies are ladies. Can find it. Got it. So I will share the screen with you. Can you see this one? Okay. So we're going to watch this video now, and then we can talk a little bit about it. It's only for a minute, so it's only a short video. Here we go.
Joan, can I tell them the thing that you said on the bus the other day when you were with Mama?
Yeah.
So Joan was with his mum on the bus recently and said out of the blue to some person on the bus, "Oh, my daddy does roller derby." And the person was like, "Oh, does he?" Because the assumption is that a dad is going to be a he. And Joan says, "My daddy is a she, and some daddies are ladies, and some men can marry men, and some women can marry women. Did you know that? And some people are a they."
So, I actually pulled this because I think it's quite interesting. I mean, at the end of the day now, in the world we live in now, it's so easy for me anyway. I don't know about everybody else, but for me, it's just so easy. It's like, yeah, you can have daddies who get pregnant. You can have daddies who are ladies, and that's the world we live in now. We live in a world where it's not this old style where, okay, no, man, woman is this kind of strict rules. Like, can a man have a baby? Yes. Can you know, well, I won't say that on here, but the thing is, like, can your daddy be a woman and stuff like that? Whatever, you know, it's whatever we are now. And I think, you know, it's a shame we still live in a society where people just can't open their minds to what the reality of the world is.
And then the person got off the bus, and Jonas said, well, now they know everything. When he was a baby, I thought now is an opportunity to change, and so that I won't be doing that when he's much older. And one of the things that's remained, though, is that I'm Joan's dad, and that you call me daddy, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously for them, it's like, okay, you have your mum, you have your daddy, but your mum, your daddy is a woman. There's nothing wrong with that.
I was first transitioning. Some people said that it was very unfair on him because at some point he might be bullied for it. And I just feel that that's not going to happen, because what's the worst that anyone can say? It's like, your dad used to be a guy, and he'll just be like, yeah, tell me something I don't know.
Okay, it's only a short video, this. But I think that opens a lot of, like, you know, for me, it's just like, yeah, completely. Why not? It makes total sense. And there's always this concern, like, yeah, people saying like, oh, well, you know, the kid might get bullied or something. It's like, no, the education should be there so the kid doesn't get bullied for that, right? It should be like, so what? Yeah. So my well, the child would say my daddy is a woman. I said, well, your daddy was a boy before, was a man before. It's like that. Well, so what? Why does that matter? Why is that a problem? Why is that your problem? So yeah, I totally support that. I think that's really, really interesting thing to see, really. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. That was really sweet. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I look, I respect that and think, because as well, like, people say about children, and, you know, I don't have any children, and in the trans community, even the gay community and stuff, you know, there's a lot of, like, I mean, my brother's gay and he doesn't have any children, and they say, oh, you're selfish and all this, like, you don't have any children and things like that. It's like, it's not to do with that. It's like, it is complicated, and I think there's other reasons now in the modern world. For me, it's probably cost. I don't really have a right lot of money to afford to even look after children and stuff. But the thing is, it's kind of like, even when we do try to have children, like the lady there, people still criticize. So you can't win anyway. They're just against you. Anything to do with children for LGBTQ plus people, they don't like it. They don't like it when there's two fathers. They don't like it when there's two mothers. They don't like it when a man can get pregnant. They're just against everything that's going. And it's like, if you just open your mind and you just think, wait a minute, what's wrong with this? It's just, yeah, this is just reality we live in now. And why can't this be the reality of the world? Just everybody's happy. The children can grow up happy. And if we give the education there as well, you know, if reform get in, they're going to stop that. They're going to stop all of this, and they're going to make it so you can't live like that. So what does that say for them there? They're happy. What we just watched, they're happy in their lives. And then reform come along and say, no. We don't want this in our new UK. Only for UK people. Like they always say, we want to just make it Britain for Britain. Well, they're British. What are you saying? So they're not allowed to exist in reform Britain? And then what about me? I support that. I think that's a good thing. Does that mean that my views aren't important in Britain anymore? I'm British. I was born here. I class myself as English. I'm not ashamed of being British. But if you try to exclude me from my own country, that I have a problem with that. So yeah. So I think at the end of the day, it is something, you know, keep an eye on these things, because, you know, one way, I mean, when was that video made? I'll tell you when the video came out. Because a lot of time you see these videos and you think, oh, yeah, this is how it should be. And that was 7 years ago. And I think that 7 years ago when it was released, And that was when we were still trying to go onto the right track. We were trying to, have a better future for us. And I think, that's where now things are starting to be a problem, because after the Supreme Court hearing, ruling, shall I say, and also with the with reform gaining power, there's a worry now. Anyway, sorry about that. I had to bring it down, didn't I? Let me give you a more positive thing. That was a very positive story, actually. And I think those people, and people who think like us, they're not going to go away, and we're gonna fight against all this hatred and stuff in the world, and we're gonna make a better future. Whatever at the end, the future that we can see will be a reality one day. It will be. One day England will give rights to trans people, and LGBTQ plus people have full rights, and we won't have all these arguments anymore. Reform will come and reform will go, and reform will be seen as a dark time for British history. Hopefully not. Hopefully they won't get in, and that won't happen. But if they do get in, then it'll be a dark time for us. So hopefully that won't happen. Hopefully. Anyway, carrying on. So we've done about an hour and a half. So I'll just make sure everybody who's just joined, anybody who's new tonight so far, what we're doing is we're doing some like little news stories tonight. We're doing some videos. Normally what we do on this channel is we kind of chat as well. It's not just videos and news stories. It's also like we talk about different things and discuss things that are going on. It's a good place if you're a fan or supporting this channel, whatever you class yourself as. If you've come to my channel and you want to be here, please feel free to comment and tell me what you're thinking. I do regular videos on YouTube, but they I can't always comment and stuff. Well, I can't always talk directly to you guys, but I can here. So this is the place to come. We're also we do the spin the wheel. When we do the spin the wheel, like I said, any donation to this channel that's £1 or more, you can spin the wheel. So I will spin the wheel if anybody does a £1 donation or more. We already hit the goal tonight, which was £25. But if we happen to get another £25, like every £25, I will tell you a secret. So if we get up to 50 tonight, I'm still happy to do give you some more, tell you something else about my life or something like that. But like I say, it's all up to you guys. Every donation is really welcome. And if you do want to donate, don't donate through super chats or if you just use the link at the top of the chat, which is my PayPal me, is probably the best way. Anyway, so what I'll do is I'm going to just cover one. Well, I want to cover another news story. So I'll do that now. Let's see which one do you want. Well, they're not uplifting. Is there any uplifting ones here? Not really. Look, let's do. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do this one and just see how we go. Right. So I'm just going to cover another news story here. Let me share the screen. So like I say, if you want to do any donation, just when you do it, and if you do it, just put on the. I think there's a comment you can write, and you can write what your YouTube name is, and that way I know who you are when you do the donation. So let me find this one. I'm going to skip to this one here. So I wanted to cover something that was in the news today. Now I think you can see it. So yeah, here we go. Now I did make a video on this subject a while ago, but I wanted to cover it again because it is in the news again, and I also think it's quite important because I think it's absolutely disgraceful what's been going on. So Macron lawsuit, defamation over Brigitte Macron's gender. Defamation, not defamation. Defamation of Brigitte. So you might have heard of Candace Owens. Unfortunately, if you have heard of her, she's been going around for quite a few years, and she's been claiming that Brigitte Macron is a man and that she had a gender confirmation surgery to be a woman. Now, this is completely made up. It's complete lies. And the reason I'm covering this is because I find it deeply offensive in the sense that, of course, I mean, I'm a trans person, but you don't, why is Candice Owens doing this? She's doing it because she thinks being trans is a bad thing, and then she's trying to say that Brigitte Macron is trans. So she's trying to be, in her sense, she's the nasty one, and I think Brigitte Macron has the right to sue her. Now, I'm going to just tell you a bit about what's actually happening, and then you can see. So what's happened is the French president, Emmanuel Macron, and his wife, Brigitte, what are they doing? They are suing the far-right US commentator Candice Owens for defamation. Owens has repeatedly claimed Brigitte Macron was born male. Okay, so that's what's happening. She's been doing loads of YouTube videos apparently on it and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting, the outcome. The details. Owens ran multiple-part YouTube series called Becoming Brigitte and posted tweets insisting Brigitte is in fact a man. Okay. The Macrons are now taking the case to the U.S. Court of Delaware. They plan to prove scientifically and photographic evidence to prove Brigitte is a woman. So she's going through a lot here. She's actually going to show them photos and things like that. So you can see it's quite a serious thing that they're going through. Their lawyer describes the claim as incredibly upsetting and says Brigitte is willing to undergo this humiliating process to stop the lies. Yeah, because Candice Owens has been going on about this for a long time. So the background, similar rumors began in France in 2021, started by bloggers, which the Macrons previously fought in a French court. So they've already gone after people saying this. You might know this anyway. There's people that I forgot what it's called now. Is it called trans? It's called something trans investigators. And so there's idiots online that pick famous people, and then they start saying, look, she's got big hands, or her shoulders are too broad, or look at her facial structure. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to make out that a lot of famous women are transgender. So this isn't just insulting to those women, but it's also insulting to trans people, because it's making out saying like it's a bad thing being trans, and that they're saying, oh yeah, there's like this this kind of conspiracy that the trans people are trying to I don't know. I actually don't know what their issue is really, but there's a lot of people doing. There is channels that do this. The couple says these allegations are not only offensive, offending them personally, but distract from their politics and diplomatic roles. Right. So that's why they're doing it. So why does it matter? This is about weaponizing transphobia. Conspiracies are using anti-trans rhetoric to smear a woman who is not trans at all. It shows how transphobic narratives are spilling over, harming cisgendered women too, by questioning their identity as a form of attack. Owens has millions of followers. Spreading this kind of rhetoric feeds a broader climate of paranoia. You know what he's doing. Can't pronounce the word now. So she's feeding her audience these lies, isn't she? And they're getting about gender and reinforcing baseless conspiracy culture. The case could set a precedent. If the Macrons win, it may show that false claims rooted in transphobia can cross into defamation territories and carry real legal consequences. Yeah, well, I hope they do win. I hope they do win. I hope they win and they sue Candice Owens, because I think what Candice Owens is doing is absolutely ridiculous. What is she thinking? And the problem is, there's people out there believe these things. This is what's so weird. You'll get it where, we'll be looking and going like, come on, why are you saying this anyway? It's just stupid. And then it's like, yeah, there's people out there going, yeah, it's true. I mean, I have actually heard people say these things. Believe it or not, I've actually heard people say these things. So it's spreading into the real world, not just online. So international context. So the friends, the Macrons already fought a similar case there, where internal convictions where internal convictions were overturned. Wait, what? Highlighting how difficult it is to be legally shut down by lies, even in Europe. Oh, okay, so I think they were overturned. I think they tried to sue, but they didn't win there. Is that what they're saying? Let me just read that again. The Macrons already fought a similar case there in France, where internal convictions were, or the convictions were overturned. So okay, so they did get convicted, the people did it, but then they were overturned. So it is difficult even to sue these people and to hold them to account. Under American law, public figures must prove actual malice. If the Macrons succeed, it could strengthen protection against defamation against anti-trans conspiracy theories in US courts. Oh, so it is a good thing. If they win, it's a good thing for trans people. So we want them to win. Global patterns. Attacks on politicians' spouses using gender-based conspiracies aren't unique. Michelle Obama was falsely targeted with man rumors for years. Yeah, I've heard that a lot. They even did like AI photos, and they edited her younger photos and made it out that she was a man, and then made it look like Obama. They were originally dating before, and she was a man, and she's transitioned. Which again, just lies. But stupid, absolutely stupid that people do this. And people follow it. Can you imagine? Like, the first thing you should do if you see that is just go, right, okay, I'm going to not follow this person. I'm going to ignore this person. These tactics reveal how transphobia became a political weapon, dragging both trans people and cis women into smear campaigns. The bigger picture, this story is less about Brigitte Macron herself and more about how anti-trans narratives are reshaping politics internationally. Turning gender identity into a tool of disinformation. Okay, so I wanted to share this with you, and I think, I did try to cover this before. I didn't get many views when I covered it. I don't know why. I don't know why people are not interested in these things, but I'm interested in them because I see how they affect not just me but other trans people, and it's just this thing. Like, Candice Owens is obviously not supportive of trans people or trans rights, and then she goes about picking on cis women and saying, oh yeah, you're trans, and she's using it as the way Candice Owens is using it is as if she's, because she's anti-trans, she sees it as a bad thing, saying, you're trans, and using it as a bad thing. So it's a double-edged thing, and it's definitely something that needs to be called out and needs to be it needs to be get rid of in our society. And people like Candice Owens, hopefully she'll get sued, and hopefully this will maybe make a change, but it probably won't, because her followers will back her. She'll get sued, and then they'll go, oh, I still back you. Because once they're in, that's what they do. Hate breeds hate, doesn't it? Hi all. Also check out the new forum on the Discord channel that Rachel has created. It would be great to have more chats and discussions. Yeah, thank you, Jade, for bringing that up. I have created a forum. At the moment, it is kind of just available for channel members. So if you are a channel member, there's a link below this video. You can become a channel member, and then you'll get access to the forum. But you'll get access to our private chats and everything like that. So it is really worth joining. We've already got quite a big group kind of growing together now. So hopefully, if you're already a member, consider at least joining the Discord. And when you're on the Discord, let me know, and I'll add you to the private group if you're a member. Obviously, if you're not a member, I can't add you at the moment, but I just suggest become a channel member. Like, it's only £1. And you get a month's membership. You also get access to our Sunday show, which is a private show that's only for members. So tonight's show is public, but the one on Sunday will be private. So you won't have access to that one unless you become a member. So yeah. So thank you, Jade, for letting everybody know about that. So yeah. So like I said, if you want, basically, if anyone wants to become a member, there's a link below this video. You can hit the join buttons or any member-only videos, and what will happen is you can become a member, and then you have access to all those things. But if you become a member during this show, I will also spin the wheel as well for you. Because it's a £1 donation, basically. Even if you become a member, it's a £1. So I can keep spinning the wheel for you guys if you want that. So if anybody wants that, let me know, because I'd be happy to do that for you guys. If anybody wants to spin the wheel tonight. Like I said, any donation tonight over £1, I'll spin the wheel. And if you do want to donate, please do it via the link at the top of the page, which is on the chat, which is my PayPal. And yeah, leave a comment. I think you can leave a comment, say who you are. Like I say, we already hit the goal of £25, but if we get any more, I will another £25. Then I will tell you another story about myself. So anyway, I thought it was an interesting thing to cover anyway about Brigitte Macron. I mean, it's been in the news today. I have a couple more stories. I could go over them, unless anyone wants to see a video or anything like that. But yeah, you'll have to donate if I do that. Now, what time are we on? Well, it's 9 o'clock now. I'm going to keep going for a little bit longer. What I'll do is I'll cover another story, and if anybody wants to donate while I'm telling this story, feel free to do so. Okay. So I'm going to cover another story in the news today. So let me go to share the screen again. So we did the Brigitte Macron one. Let me cover this one then. Let me go up. So this one is about Wes Streeting amidst slow progress on puberty blocker trial. So just going to give you a little insight into this one. Here he is. Yep, there he is. And so let me tell you a bit about what's been going on here. Just make sure you can see everything. Oh, my camera's just gone off as well. Oh, is it back on? It's back on. I know it just went off. Okay. So let me read this about what's been happening with him. Okay, so yeah, this is Wes Streeting here, mid slow progress on puberty blockers trial. So what is this about? So Wes Streeting, the UK's health secretary, he's for Labour, Ilford North. That's who he is. So he's addressed delays in the £10 million NHS trial on puberty blockers for under 18s. Okay. The trial details. So it's run by King's College in London. It was launched in May of 2024. 2 young students, 2 years. I don't know why I said 2 young students. You see, tonight I don't know what am I reading, but okay, back on track. 2 years, 2-year study on puberty blockers prescription with parental consent. Recommendations after Dr. Hilary Cass review, or the Dr. Hilary Cass review on gender services. So this came after the Cass review. So they decided now they're going to do a trial on puberty blockers and are they safe and stuff like that. Okay, fine. But there's been delays in it. 2 years so far. So what did Wes Streeting say, or his position? So he's extended national bans on puberty blockers until the trial's results are available. So right now, under 18s in the UK are banned from taking puberty blockers. Okay, so I mean, they could just buy them online. But anyway, but yeah, legally you can't get hold of them through the NHS. Before you could. Claims the ban is about ensuring treatments are safe and effective. Okay, that's why he's saying the treatments have to be safe and effective. Which, to be honest with you, I agree that everything should be safe and effective. But this is unacceptable. 2 years. There's a lot of people here that can't access puberty blockers. So let's get frame and get this sorted out. Publicly admits he is frustrated by slow progress, but insists evidence must be trusted and not subject to challenges. Yeah, but the problem is, if you keep delaying this, then reform get in. What happens then? But criticism, Streeting previously told concerned parents to get a grip. So he's not being very supportive of this. He's not supportive, and he's actually he's told parents that they just need to get a grip. Okay. Research in June found the ban caused serious adverse effects on young trans people, mental health, distress, self-harm, suicide, or thoughts. So this is having real world effects on trans people in the UK, young trans people under 18 who can't access puberty blockers because they're slow. They're doing these trials and they're making it very slow. So contradictions here. We've got says he's an ally and pledges equality and preaches equality, dignity, and safety and inclusion, but also said it's not right to say trans women are women and trans men are men. So he says he believes in equality and stuff, but he doesn't believe that trans women are women and trans men are men. So that kind of says you what his point is. He's not really supportive. Met with gender critical groups, some accused of conversion practices before extending the ban. So he's been associated with groups that are anti-trans. So that's not a good sign, is it? Let's be honest with you. Okay. Let's see what else we can see here. So why does this matter? So for young trans people, the ongoing ban leaves teenagers in distress without access to care many doctors call safe, effective, and reversible. So we know that puberty blockers, they stop you from obviously going through puberty, but they are reversible. It's not like estrogen. It's not a hormone. It's just a blocker. It slows down the effects of going through puberty. So most doctors agree that it is safe and effective and it's reversible. The healthcare. So what about healthcare? It shows the tension between policy and medication. Politicians slowing down treatment despite global evidence of safety. So we know it's safety. We know it's safe, but politicians are slowing it down. They don't want to pass it, but we've already got evidence that it is safe. Mental health research shows that the ban is already harming young people, pushing some towards self-harm. The LGBTQ plus rights, we've got Labour claims to be an ally, but the policies echo gender critical talking points and risk alienate the trans community. Well, big surprise there. I mean, you see, this has been going on before the, because I remember the Cass report, and this has been going on way before the legal, the High Court ruling this year. So it's you can see this process of like slowly trying to push us out, trying to get rid of us. The bigger picture, the UK is falling behind international medical standards whilst claiming to prioritize safety. Okay, so they're saying it's about safety, but we are falling behind the rest of the world. It raises questions. Whose safety is really being prioritized? Whose safety are they focusing on? Okay, so at the end of the day, we can see clearly that doctors and other countries have said, look, this is a safe procedure. There's nothing wrong with it. But the UK has made it very slow, this process. They're making it difficult for trans people to get access to medication. So why are they doing this? And it looks very much like anti-trans viewpoints, really. So let's look at internationally. So the Netherlands and Belgium, puberty blockers are part of established gender care for over 20 years, widely considered safe, effective, and reversible. So the Netherlands and Belgium, they have it no problem. The USA, despite political bans in some states, the American Academy of Pediatricians reconfirmed its support in 2023, citing strong evidence of mental health benefits. So even parts of America are still supportive of this. Australia and New Zealand both allow puberty blockers under medical supervision, seeing them as a pause button rather than a permanent intervention. So yeah, It's just there to pause while we give time for the young people to not just decide, but they don't have to go through puberty, and they can take hormones when they're a bit older. Yeah. Contrast with the UK, instead of following the evidence, UK policy is stuck in limbo. Trials delay means years of young people suffering without access. Yeah. So imagine you've got 2 years already they've been on this trial, and you've got young people there who've not been able to access that, which means they're going through their puberty now. And you can imagine like that, what kind of stress that must put on young people. So this is a terrible thing. And Wes Streeton is not an ally. He's more support. You know, he has connection there. He's talked with anti-trans groups. He doesn't see trans women as women, so he doesn't see me as a woman. So why would he support? Why would he support hormones? Why is he going to support young people to transition? Let me go here. So I've got some comments. Wes actually looks as gormless as he is. Yeah, well, he does in all his pictures. I mean, if you look at my thumbnail that I did today, he looks gormless on that. But he's no ally. Yeah, he's not support. He's not, and this is the problem. We've got people running the system. I mean, there's Labour as well. You know, Labour used to actually be supportive. What has happened to Labour? But yeah, and Wes is just pandering to right-wing hysteria. Yeah, well, this is what they're doing. I think Labour is moving more towards the right. That is evident. They're moving more towards the right. So this is what's happening now in England. They're becoming more right-wing, and we're actually we actually don't have anyone supporting trans people. And like this is clear. I mean, look, if imagine this trial, if it goes on for another 2 years, and then what? Reform are going to get in power, and Reform are going to ban this from happening. So basically, it's going to mean that trans people, young trans people, are definitely going to not be able to get the medical help they need in the UK. So where does that leave them? What are they going to do? You know, there's a lot of questions happening, and this is happening now. So we need to keep an eye on what's happening. So yeah, so another story there, but I thought I'd share that with you and let you know what's going on. So yeah, so does anybody, if anybody wants to spin the wheel, like I've said before, it's just £1. You can spin the wheel, and we can watch another video. If not, we'll keep going forward. But it's up to you guys. Or I can do another. I have one more news story we can cover if you want to do that. It's up to you guys. Let me know. I know there's a few people watching. Let me cover another news story then. I'll cover another one, and then we've got because that's all the news stories for tonight. Then I've covered them all, and they're kind of relevant. They're all from like the last, well, today basically. I got a comment here. I wonder if the Green Party with Zach could be a voice. Well, maybe. I mean, I haven't really looked into it too much, but it looks like the Green Party are the only party that seem to. Well, they're not the only party. I shouldn't say that. I think you've got Liberal Democrats, and I'm not sure about Corbyn's new party. I don't really know exactly what's going on yet with that. But I've heard that the Green Party, yes, are a lot more. Well, they are supportive. Let me see. So it could be, yeah, it could be. You know what I'm saying, Gabby? It could be. They really could be. The Green Party could be the ones. Green are the best party for social progress. Well, I agree with you here. I mean, they're the only party that seem to represent more of like for the people and stuff. I mean, if you really want a true party that's actually thinking about the people more, then yeah, the Green Party are the closest one I can see. I definitely feel that for trans people, they actually do. I'm going to do something a bit more on each party in the future, especially as we get closer to the election in the future. I will do more on them, but yeah, you can see which groups are more supportive and which ones aren't. I definitely think that Reform are definitely not. Now I've looked at Reform properly. There's nothing in there the direction they're going is actually very scary. And I believe the Conservatives are kind of a similar setup as well. So we do need to watch out for this because it's worrying. But yeah, let me just cover this video anyway. So I'm going to share the screen here. Like I say, if you want to spin the wheel, like I said, you can donate anything over £1 to the PayPal me, and I will spin the wheel for you. But for now, I will just cover this next story. So hopefully I can share this on the screen. Can you see it? I don't know. Okay, yeah, you can see it now. Okay, so here we go. So this one today is I need to go to the page. So I saw this in the news and I thought it was worth talking about. So this is the Project 2025, Project 2025. So it's about calls to ban trans extremists as terrorists. Okay, so again, they want to class trans extremists as a terrorist. So what does this mean then? So the Heritage Foundation, the architects of Project 2025, and its spin-off group, the Oversight Project, they're petitioning the FBI to label trans ideology inspiration violence extremists, TIVE, as a domestic terrorist threat. Okay, so that's what they want to do. What was the event? The trigger event? Well, they cite the recent killing of Charlie Kirk as supposed evidence, despite there being no proof that the shooter was connected to trans people or activism. Yeah, this is the thing. There has been no proof that anything to do with trans people. The only thing that they can find is that he was dating. Apparently, he was dating a trans person, and that's what they. So, but how is that? That's like saying, for example, like, I mean. Okay, like say somebody was well, this is what happens now. We're going to say if someone dates a Russian, but then again, I've heard that before, haven't they? Because there was not Lee Harvey Oswald was married to a Russian person. But they look for a scapegoat, and they're looking anyway. They wanted a trans person for Charlie Kirk's killing. They wanted to blame it on trans people, and it looks like they're still trying to do that. Even though there's no evidence that trans people or any trans person was involved in Charlie Kirk's murder. So what's happening? The claims, the Heritage group, they allege that horrific acts of political violence have been carried out in the name of trans rights, but offer no credible evidence. Yeah, they don't have any evidence. So let's see. Most extreme murders in the US are committed by right-wing or white supremacists. Of 3,708 mass shootings since 2015, wow, that's a lot. Just 16 involved trans people. Just 16 out of 3,708. Can you imagine? Data shows Christians are not the main target. Okay. Over rhetoric, the push follows extreme comments by Texas Republican Ronnie Jackson, who said trans people should be put in mad homes, basically in mental homes, and taken off the streets. Okay, so that's what he thinks. He thinks we've got a mental illness, basically. Why does this matter? Well, criminalization of identity. Trying to brand trans ideology as terrorism moves the debate from bathrooms and schools into realms of national security. It's a weaponization of fear. So it makes like trans existing as trans. It puts us as if we're violent extremists. So it makes trans people look violent extremists, and it's a deliberate strategy to justify surveillance, police powers, and social exclusion. So it's pretty scary what it could end up doing. So what about the data? It ignores actual threats. The vast majority of extreme violence comes from the far right, and instead scapegoats a vulnerable minority, which are the trans people. Political projects. So the Project 2025 is already positioned as the playbook for future Republican White House. This shows how far they may be willing to go. So we're seeing the same thing in America as we're seeing in England. That we're saying the same, or Britain, the same kind of talking points. They want to push trans people out of public life and even make us look like criminals. So labeling minorities as terrorists is a classic move in authoritarian, okay, like places like Russia, okay, and LGBTQ plus propaganda. Hungary with gender, Hungary. So like in Hungary, it's like gender ideology. In Russia, it's LGBT plus propaganda. So what they're trying to do is under in America and in the UK with reform, what they're trying to do is they're making it out like we're criminals, we're the bad people, and that way they can justify surveillance on us, trying to push us out of everyday life. We basically make us like we're a bad thing, so we don't want that in everyday life. So what's the danger? If the US adopts such a framing, it could legitimize similar crackdowns worldwide. Other governments could copy the trans-terror logic to silence activists. So this is why it's so important. The European Court of Human Rights has consistently ruled that LGBT rights are part of a core human freedom. Many countries, example Canada, Argentina, Malta, are moving in the opposite direction, recognizing trans rights in law and healthcare. So this highlights the growing gulf. Whilst much of the world expands protections, US policy shifts under Project 2025 could normalize these procedures. So it could end up being, like I said to you before, I mean, like we said with reform, it's coming if they get passed. But let's be honest here, I mean, it does look a little bit like stupid, because obviously blaming Charlie Kirk's death and saying we now need to, class trans people as terrorists, I think most people are not going to buy that. I would hope they wouldn't buy that, because it's obviously not true. Let me see what it says. I know somebody said something. But I wanted to share this with you because these stories I thought, and these are all in the last 24 hours. I got all these stories from the news cycle in the last 24 hours. So I wanted to share them with you. I know they're not the nicest things, but they do alert to what's really going on. How about the death of Charlie Kirk being evidence of the need to tighten gun regulation? Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking, but that's not something they will speak about. They won't talk about that. Nobody, have you noticed? Nobody's talked about that. Nobody's talked about that. It's been ignored. Nobody's talked about that. So it looks like they're not going to do anything about gun or anything like that. It looks like they're just going to leave it as it is, and I don't think there's going to be any change at all. So yeah, it looks like I mean, it is. I still think there's. Look, we're still fighting against it. We're still doing what we can. So I wouldn't say it's all doom and gloom, but I do admit that it's also not the best thing to hear in the news, and we have to keep our eyes open for this, because parties like Reform do want to mimic what's happening in America, and what's happening in America. These things. Do I believe they're going to try and do this? Yeah, I do, but I don't know how. I don't know how normal citizens are going to take to this. There is a lot of people that have already believe in what they've been told by their governments. I just hope that they can realize that this isn't reality. So yeah, so I don't know. Does anybody, if anybody is interested, let me comment. Oh dear, I actually sent another £1 donation. Oh, did you? Oh. I don't really know. It didn't update me this time. I'm gonna sort out my I'm gonna sort out this update thing. Jade, so that I know. Oh well, thank you. Oh, thank you. I got it now. Yeah, I got that. Thank you so much for the donation. Okay then. So what I'll do, I will send you. What am I going to? I'm going to send you. I'm going to. I don't know what's done here. Okay. So what I'll do now, I will. I'll do another video. But I'll tell you what, before I do another video, just give me 1 minute because I just need to refresh. Basically, I just need to go to the toilet. But before, so if give me 1 minute and I will come back and then we'll play another video. Awesome, Jade. Yeah, well, thank you, Jade. Thank you so much for the support as well. It's really means a lot. And like anybody else who wants to do that, that's how easy it is. Really, it's just you can do £1 and we can spin the wheel and carry on like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be 1 minute, and then I will come back and we'll watch another video. We'll spin the wheel, watch another video. I've got a few more things to share with you before we go. Stories. I won't subject you to any more of them. I think we've gone through the key news stories, but I thought it was worth adding the news stories. Sorry, just some music then. I thought it'd be worth adding the news stories because at least we can kind of share some things that are going on and talk about them. So we're going to do another video, but just before I do another video, I'm just gonna go, and I'm gonna leave you a little bit of background music. So let me just find something I can put on. Maybe this one. Okay, so I'm gonna leave you with this. I'll be back soon. Let me put a video. Bear with me. What am I doing? Okay, I'm gonna put this one on. I hope this plays. And I'll be back soon. It plays. I don't know if it's playing. Is it playing? I can't hear it. 1 minute. I want to make sure it's working first. Well, bear with me. I'll just set this up because I want to set this up while I'm going. It might be because my headphones sometimes come off on here. It's really stupid. Got a real problem with my headphones on here. I think it's connecting. Yeah. So like I say, we will do another video. I'll just make sure this is connected, and I think it's working now. I think so. Okay, I still can't hear it. Okay, well, I'll be back in a minute anyway. I don't know if you can hear this or not. I can't hear it. I'll be back in 1 minute. Okay. Come alive. 1 minute. Underneath the midnight sky, moonlight shining in your eyes. Keep it cool. Let's fly. Dancing from sunset to sunrise. Feel the rhythm, reach the highs. Together we'll ignite the night. Keep moving till we see the light. Every step closer now. Hear the music calling out. Hands up, don't look down. Let the moment spin around. Dancing from sunset to sunrise. Feel the rhythm, reach the heights. Together, we'll ignite the night. Keep moving till we see the light. Feel the waves, the ocean breeze. Lose yourself, just feel the ease. Heartbeats sing, we're on fire. Chase the stars, our one desire. Dancing from sunset to sunrise, yeah. Feel the rhythm, reach the heights. Together, we'll ignite the night, ignite the night. Keep moving till we see the light. Okay, can you hear me? I hope you can hear me now. I'm back. Let me clear up the screen. Yeah, so I'm back now. Is that? Oh, that's. I don't know if you heard all the track. I just came back now. I heard a little bit of it. Okay, okay. Let me turn the music off. Okay, I think it's off now. But I didn't want to leave you just with nothing when I went. So anyway, I'm back now. Sorry about that. I needed a little break. Yeah, so Jade just donated another £1, so we're gonna spin the wheel again. So I'll just check comments. Is there music coming through? Yeah, oh good. So you did get it. Someone said Farage looks like a poison frog, and must say I agree. Well, yes. I know what you mean. Yeah. So I mean, I'll just tell you as well, like the music that I'm playing, basically, I actually generate all that music through an AI system. So it's basically, well, I mean, I'm free to use it. No one else can use it, but I'm free to use it because I created it through my AI. So that's why I can put these music on. So I don't know. I just thought we'd put some kind of like dancey music. It's Friday night. Why not have some fun? So let's go and let's spin the wheel. Thanks to Jade. Thank you so much for that. Like, if anyone else wants to spin the wheel tonight, like I said, you've got the PayPal at the top of the screen, and you can use it anytime you want to donate. And if any donation over £1, I will spin the wheel. Let me double check, see if you can see the wheel. No. Okay, so here we go. So let's spin the wheel, and we can watch another video then. And make sure. Can you see? Don't know why my other video is showing me still not here, unless it's delayed. Oh, I see. I stopped the video or something. A minute. Okay. I'm gonna say it looked like on my other screen that I was still I wasn't here. Okay. I'm gonna spin the wheel anyway, and then we can carry on. Let's see where it lands. Okay. Why do trans people care so much? Okay, so I think this is actually quite a long one, so it's probably a good one to actually do now, because as we got a bit later on in the show. So let me find the video. I can share it with you. So depending on how long this is, we'll see how much we can actually cover of it. So this was an interview, apparently. I watched a little bit of it, and I was quite. I kind of agreed with a lot of what they were saying in the short time that I saw it. So I thought it was worth kind of covering. So here it is. Matt Dillahunty and Dr. Ben. Okay, so I have no idea what this is all about, but let's see. Let's see what they have to say, and then we can. And if any of you've got any opinions on the videos, let me know. Okay, let me put the volume on, and we should be able to listen to what they have to say.
Well, we've got Vector's calling in. Atheist Pronto Hume says he doesn't get why trans people care about how those view them. Hey, Vector, how you doing?
Oh, hey. First time calling. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand. Like, I don't like what's happening to them. Because I'm black as well, so I don't like this whole cleansing thing they're doing. But like, I still don't really get it.
So we've got a caller here. It's called into this show, and can't understand why trans people get so angry and stuff. But he himself is black, and so he doesn't agree with how trans people are being treated, but he doesn't understand why they get so angry. So let's listen to what they have to say here. And I think it's Dr. Ben here actually what he says about everything is kind of important.
Like, I'm trying to get it, but I don't think I fully understand it because, like, I guess I've just always been a man, so like I've never.
What
Question it.
specifically don't you get? Are you talking about gender dysphoria, or is there some part about
Like-
it that's extra confusing to you?
So it's Victor. So Victor, let's see what, because it looks like Victor's going to explain everything to this caller.
So like, yeah, I think it's the gender dysphoria or like so like, why do they care so much like how other people view?
I mean, before Victor says anything, like, I mean, like, why do we care so much? I mean, maybe you can tell me out in the comments what you think about this. Why do you care so much? I care so much because it's me anyway. It's my life. But I think as well, you know, I do get quite fed up with people keep saying we don't exist and that we don't know who we are, when the reality is we do know who we are. It's the people that have this this thing where they're getting confused. It's them that are confused. Those people that don't know who trans people are, they're the ones that are confused, not us. We know who we are. But anyway, let's see what Victor said, because I did see a little bit of this before, and I think Victor has some, you know, it's quite clear-headed and knows exactly what to say to this person.
You like, for me, it's like from someone that like comes to Detroit, you just kind of you handle your own business, you do your own thing. Like you don't really care
Yeah,
what
see,
other
I don't,
people.
Vector, I
you know.
don't care. I don't care how people view me. I care about how people treat me as far as, do I have access to healthcare? Do I have access to wearing the clothes that I want to? Can I use the name that I want to use? Like, all those things are very simple and require zero on anybody else's part. I don't care if people agree with me being trans. Like, I literally do not give a fuck what people think I should be. I care that
Oh.
those people vote on issues.
See, that's so clear, because that's really what it's about. It's like we don't care. We don't care if you can understand us, if you can, you know, of course it would be nice if they would did that. At the end of the day, we know who we are. All we care about is that you know, respect us in that we're part of society, and that when you come to vote, when you come to, you know, do things, that we're not having policies that are put against us. And as we can see in many of the stories I've discussed today, in the UK and America, this is what's happening. The policies are against us, and these people, like the people say, I'm going to vote reform. There's no reform are really good. They're not bad people. They just want to unite the kingdom. That's what people talk about. It's like, no, they generally want to push people out of society. I can show you the facts that they want to push us out of society. And if you care about humanity, if you care about people, why would you vote for a party that would do that to some other people? And the thing is, if they can do that to us, who else can they do that to? What about black communities? What about any foreigner that's from this country who's come to live here in this country? If you're not British born, what happens to those people? What happens to, you know, Farage doesn't like people that have HIV. He thinks they should be banned from the country. Are we going to ban people who've got HIV and stuff like that, or other medical issues or anything? Or is that what we're going to do? It's a knock-on effect. And these people, like this guy saying, well, I don't understand, you know, just keep to yourself. It's like, yeah, well, we want to keep to ourselves. We don't want to come out and do this. But the thing is, if you're making it harder for us to exist and live our lives, of course we're going to come out and say something. It's like, what do you want us to do? Just like hide in a hole and not say anything?
To take away my healthcare, to take away my ability to just exist as who I am. So if you think that trans people are just needing more attention, it's because we are actively getting our rights taken away. I would love to be in a situation where we need all this publicity, because I would just go about living my life. But you know what? Since people are trying to take stuff away from us, we have to be vocal about it.
Exactly. Totally agree with Victor here. Totally agree. What else are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to just not say anything? No. If you're trying to take away our rights, if you're going to do the Supreme Court ruling and you're going to say, right, well, we're not going to recognize trans women, trans men in the UK anymore. What did they want me to carry on like myself? I was happy just carrying on as I was. And then they did that, and I was like, no, now it's affecting me. I mean, I saw what happened with young people, and they're taking away the puberty blockers, and I didn't come out then. I didn't come out and say, well, you know, and I should have done. But as soon as I started saying, "Wait, this is just a slippery slope. They're going to carry on doing this," that's when I came out and started saying something. And this is it. They're forcing us to come out and say stuff. So it's not like we can just kind of keep to ourselves, because we have to say something because of what's happening.
Because otherwise they're just going to take it, and no one's going to give a shit at that point.
Okay, I get what so it's like a systemic thing. It's very similar. Okay, I do get that, but then also I do want to like actually try to understand it. So like, is it like, because like gender and sex, I've learned that those are two different things. I'm getting that. But like, isn't like gender developed by like how society views you, and less about like how you view
so
yourself,
gender
right?
Yeah, so I'm going to explain a bit about gender and sex and stuff like that.
itself, there's a couple different terms that we can go over. So gender in itself is a big umbrella term, usually encompassing the sociologic aspects of.
I mean, just bringing in here. I mean, we are humans are social animals. We're intelligent. We're intelligent. I say animals. We are human beings, but we are animals at the end of the day, and we're intelligent, and we see things differently, and we see society in a different way. And there is social norms in our society and things like that, and social things. When someone says like, well, look, your chromosomes are this way or whatever, because I know that I hear arguments like that. It's like nobody goes through the world looking at chromosomes, right? If you just want to just bring everything down to chromosomes, or just, okay, at birth, this is what gender you were assigned. What about how your brain works? What about how society is, how we act in society, what you visually see, all these things. And then just basically eradicating anything to do with trans people just by saying, okay, it doesn't matter about any other fact. It doesn't matter about how your brain pattern is. It doesn't matter about, there's evidence that trans people have been here for all of humanity. Now we're just going to scrap that, and we're just going to say, well, if your chromosomes are this way or something, then we're just going to ignore that you can be that trans people exist.
How you engage with society. So of course the criteria for different genders comes from how society views reproductive roles. But ever since kind of the dawn of society, different cultures have come to what makes somebody a man, what makes somebody a woman, what makes somebody any other gender that their culture may recognize. And so it's purely how you engage with the society around you. And sure, if you were in a society that didn't use any different pronouns, didn't use gendered names, didn't use gendered language, you wouldn't see as much of a need to fit into a specific gender present.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. We as a society have already created, gender norms and stuff, gender pronouns and things like that. And then it's kind of like with trans people and non-binary people and stuff like that, and and being gender fluid and all these other things, it's not our fault that this is how it's been created, but then we live within this, and we live in the way we present ourselves in our gender and how our brains work. I identify as female. I use female pronouns. I live that way. I see myself, and I know that the way my brain thinks is that way. So that's how I've identified myself in society. But but we use society norms. We don't use just based on, well, you were born that way, so that's how you have to act. It's like, okay, you were born, you were assigned male at birth, so you got to dress like a man. You've got to you've got to wear trousers and a suit or whatever it is. You've got to get facial hair and things like that. It's like, no, we don't have to do that. I live as a female. I'm not following that, and it's wrong to put these strict things down. But there's a lot of people that still want us to be like that.
In that type of society, because it just wouldn't be as useful. But in the way that we have built our society, you have to engage with gender in some way or another. If you identify as a man and you want people to treat you like a man, if you want them to call you a man's name, use male pronouns, then you have to some extent, do gender. You have to form masculine in a way that's enough for people to understand that.
Yeah, so like I said, like if you're identifying as male, you will live as a male. Society kind of forces you anyway to kind of follow a look and a style and act a certain way, so you kind of have to form into that gender norms that we've created in society as well. So it's like we have to follow these things as well.
You are a man, and the same goes for women.
Oh, okay.
Does that kind of make sense so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, you've got sex and gender. Of course, you've got biological sex. Nobody's disputing this, but the fact that trans people live in society, and then we have the gender, and then we follow our gender identity, who we are, and then we also present in the way that our society has us as our gender. You know, so yeah, I totally understand what you're saying, and just to try to explain this to the caller who thinks that we shouldn't really be. Well, let's see what else the caller's got to say.
That's kind of like with me, like that. I'm just trying to. This is my way of equating. I know it's not the same thing, but this is the only way I can get it. Like, I don't think black means anything. Absolutely, I don't think it. But I know other people believe that dumbass shit. So, like, I'm aware of what comes with that. Is that what you're kind of saying? It's kind of like, since society's kind of forcing on you, you're gonna have to choose, but you don't want to choose what they're choosing for you because you know what you feel in yourself. Like,
that's kind of what it
like, kind of like that.
Yeah, I think there's a point there. Yeah, well, I mean, that's it, isn't it? We have to conform to a certain rigid gender. You know, it's like you can't in our society when we see a cis man who puts on a dress, people get angry about that or get upset about it and say, "Oh no, a cis man shouldn't put on a dress. He's not transgender. He wants to wear a dress." But we see wearing a dress in society as, oh, only women can wear dresses, men can't wear dresses. So that's to do with also gender, how our society is and how gender is seen in society. We know if a woman decides to have short hair, a lot of time people don't like that because they say no, that only men should have short hair. So we have this kind of, you know, reality that's in our society that also is really strict. And this is weird because it changes throughout history. We have, you know, men did used to wear dresses. So, you know, but then also then for trans people trying to exist within this world, of course, we also going to conform to those gender stereotypes as well in a way. That's why a lot of trans women will make themselves look a certain way with surgical procedures and stuff because they know they'll get more acceptance if they look a certain way. Let's be honest with you, the more you look female for a trans woman, you know, the more acceptance you will get from people in society. It's a fact. The less you do, the more you'll find confrontation. This thing about the bathrooms right now, they're talking about ID cards, which I don't think will ever happen. But you know that if you look stereotypically female, then you know you won't get trouble in society. So it kind of forces your hand anyway to spend more money and to try and look more like the stereotypical view of what a woman is in society.
That's kind of what it comes down to. Yeah, because as much as we want to change society, you can't change all of society to do exactly what you want them to do. But you can engage with society enough to present to society what you want to receive in return. And this does cause some problems for people who identify as non-binary, who say they don't fit into either one of those.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I mean, I don't talk about that enough on here, but the thing about being non-binary, you know, the problem is in society, they get a really, really rough deal. Like we talked about the reality now with like trans people having a lot of problems with the Supreme Court ruling in the UK and what they're trying to do, even just for trans people who are already trying to fit into these stereotypical norms. But then for non-binary people, well, they're not planning to fit into these gender norms anyway. So with them it's even more difficult for them because society is already kind of like fighting against them, and it's even harder for them to even trying to fit into this world that we live in. And like Victor said, like even though we'd like to try and change society, we accept that It's a very difficult thing to do. It's very hard, and it takes a long time to do it. So we haven't really got much choice but to follow the stereotypical views of what a woman is and what a man is in society.
Those boxes, and that's, can be a whole separate discussion. But similarly to you, if you say that you identify as a man, if you go out into society and someone calls you ma'am or calls you a woman's name by accident, do you think you'd be uncomfortable with that?
I would only be uncomfortable because of what that insinuates from where I come from. So, like, if they calling me a woman, it means that they're trying to hurt me. Like, not like they're genuinely trying to come at me.
I mean, just something on what they just said there. Yeah, I mean, like many of us, with our pronouns, of course, if we're misgendered, it's very upsetting. I remember getting misgendered a lot, obviously, when I first tried transition, and I was very upset about that. And now that I don't have that problem, I never really see that, never really hear that. And if it happened now, I probably wouldn't be upset by it, because I would just think like, oh, that's a bit strange to get misgendered now. I actually would find it strange if someone did that. I remember there was someone on the internet that misgendered me, and I saw a video, and someone actually misgendered me in a video, and I just thought, but why are you doing that? It doesn't even make any sense. So I mean, I've gone past being hurt by it, because I think I'm not hurt anymore by it, because no one calls me sir or him or anything like that in my daily life. So I don't really get upset by anyone who calls me, because I just think that's just stupid. But I can understand why and that's why a lot of trans people do get upset, because I used to get very upset when I first started transitioning. Yeah, I was very upset because I was trying really hard to present myself as a woman, and then it would be people would be like, use the wrong pronouns. I mean, this viewer obviously, yeah, be like, well, if someone called me caller, shall I say, it's a caller, isn't it? If someone called me madam, I'd be like, feel like, why are they doing that? Because they never experienced that, like, be misgendered. They probably like, just a bit confusing. But if you're, when you're trans, it's a bigger thing to be misgendered.
Like, and I don't have a problem with women. It's just that, like, when other men call other men that in my area, they're trying to fight you. They're trying to demean you.
So it sounds like you're worried that people are going to do to you what they normally would women, or what they would do to queer people.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah.
So the time that I was in the Navy, it's all dudes when I was in the Navy on the aircraft carrier, and so the homophobia is just rampant at the time that I'm in. Now, because I was in.
Just stop it 1 minute. Yeah. So, so we, while I was just speaking about the difference between, being misgendered and stuff like that. But I think it is hard for someone who is cisgender, who's never experienced that, to actually understand. Like, I think the caller was more or less saying, oh, if someone called me like madam, I'd be like, it's like fighting for them. Well, yeah, because in that case, they're just calling you because you know that they don't mean it that way. They're just trying to be a fight. The problem for trans people is sometimes you'll get misgendered because they don't know you're a woman, especially in your early transition. Sometimes they won't know, or if you haven't been able to transition, to the standard of stereotypical view which we have in our society. I mean, I'll give you an example. Like myself, I know my voice is deep, and the thing is, if I call someone, they automatically just think, oh, it must be a guy. I know that. Do I get hurt by it? Not really. I don't really care. I just go with the flow. But you see, because even stereotypically, a voice has to be a certain way. Even though we have women with deep voices, they still is a stereotypical thing. And if you don't fit that mold, they can, people can get quite, they'll misgender you. I don't have a problem being misgendered on the phone because I have a deeper voice, and I just think, well, it's fine. I'm not bothered about it. But I can just correct them. But apart from that, it's, you don't want to be misgendered, shall I say. But like I say, I mean, it's different for trans people because we know what it feels like to be misgendered.
During Don't Ask, Don't Tell, we had some service people in who were clearly gay, but, and people were generally nice to them. Some got the shit beat out of them. Some of them were, outed. But it was, the most common thing was, you know how I know you're gay? You know how I know you're gay? You just gay was the insult against other people. Oh,
Yeah, I remember. I mean, I remember at school, the like gay was kind of like the insult, and it's probably one of the reasons why I didn't want to come out when I was younger. You know, because I felt like it was bad enough for gay students in my school, so I couldn't imagine, you know, coming out as trans. So it was bad enough for gay students. Let's see. I've speeded it on a little bit. Let's see what else we've got to say later on.
Actually, a cow? Like,
Right. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, no, and that's the thing, Vector. And that's the thing that gets a lot of people super dysphoric is if you wake up like let's take like this and I walk outside and I have one person call me ma'am, you know, okay, it's a bit icky feeling, but you know, I can go on with my day. But you have 2, 3, 4, 5 people all saying that. You have different people saying that to you all at the same time. Wonder.
You know, you have to tell me in the comments what any of you feel, if you've had any of you, how you feel about this. I mean, I can say that I don't get misgendered now. If I did start getting misgendered, yeah, I guess I would get dysphoria again. I would get upset. I would, you know, if it happened a lot in public life. It doesn't now, or maybe, you know, maybe I've shielded myself from that a little bit. But I do remember when it did happen, and I remember it being like you do everything you could to present in, you know, everyday life, and then, you know, get misgendered, and it was quite upsetting. I couldn't imagine going back to that.
What did I do wrong? Did I do something that put me into this category that I don't think I should belong? Like, do I look feminine? Do I sound feminine? Am I acting feminine? And it gets you to question yourself on like who you think you are, who you think you're presenting yourself as to other people. I kind of imagine there are lots of different analogies that you can use for gender dysphoria, but
yeah, I mean, honestly, if any of you got any opinion about this yourself, you know, let me know. You know, I don't think that I've had any gender dysphoria for a long time. I did have a lot of it before, but I don't really get it now. But it reminds me of that, and it reminds me of how, you know, this is why. And what do you expect from a trans person who's like, they're still gonna be upset and angry, and then they wonder why trans people, you know, speak out so much, especially now that there's people in, you know, like what I've said about today about these governments and what's happening with the policies about kind of even, you know, reform want to get rid of pronouns for trans people. Can you imagine? They're deliberately tearing it away from us.
because nobody else will let me go and change.
Hey,
Okay.
I
just
gotta jump in for a
didn't get
second.
it. Yeah.
No, it's fine, Victor. I don't know if Arden's seeing this or not. I'm getting choppy cutouts on Ben, and I don't know if it's
Yeah, we'll get a few chop outs on there. I thought that was us then, but it's actually them, innit? Let's see what else.
Like, I'm not really more of a physical guy, but you know, if you guys got suggestions, I can be
Vector.
part of it. You know.
Go watch the Transatlantic Call-In show. It'll be our
Oh, sorry, I got totally mixed up. This is Dr. Ben, and Vector is the caller. I really got to apologize. I got mixed up. So the Vector is the caller. This is not Vector. I thought Vector was. So Vector is the caller, and Dr. Ben is the the advisor. I'm really sorry about that. I got mixed up then because I thought Vector. Oh, anyway, I'm not with it. I'm out tonight. I got mixed up between the two. Okay, so Vector's the caller, and Ben is the one. Okay, Ben is the one who's talking.
tomorrow, and I will be on with Josie, and we are live every Thursday talking about trans issues. And this question
Okay. One minute.
that I've answered on many occasions on that show. So even just go see in Transatlantic, and you'll get some answers there.
Okay, so they got a bit choppy at the end, but anyway, I think we got the main point from what they were saying, and I think Dr. Ben was very. I thought Dr. Ben really spoke with a lot of like, you know, facts and was quite interesting, and I totally agree. Well, obviously, I agree with Dr. Ben. What Dr. Ben's got in there. Let me see. I've got some comments here. I want to see what you have to say. Where are we at here? So this is, yeah, let me see. Okay, you said there's a weird wave of tribalism washing over the UK right now. Well, there is. And their argument in the UK, for anyone who's not here, maybe you don't know, but the argument is they're saying, oh, we're trying to unite things. They always say like there's no racism, there's no We're not against anybody. We just want a better thing for England, want a better thing for English people. But they want a better thing for certain types of English people. And even though they say they're not racist, it's like, well, so do you welcome different religions? Do you welcome different races? Do you welcome different opinions to yours? Like if someone says, well, I don't believe that a family should be a man and a woman and children. I think it could be like, two gay men and they're married and they can have a child and stuff. Are you okay with that? I think a lot of them would probably say, yeah. I'd love to ask Reform voters what they think about trans people and stuff like that. So like, do you accept that you could have a trans person and they can be teaching their child about trans issues and stuff? Do you agree with that? They'd probably say no. I think they would say no. They'd say, oh no, that's ideology. You're not allowed to do that. That's what they would believe. So I don't think England. I'll be honest with you. I don't think England is we're under reform is the right place for me. I do feel like that. I think like they're trying to push me out. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to talk. I'm going to say what I need to say. I'm not going to let them push me away. Like what they don't want me to have use of the toilet. So what in the future? Where do I go? Where do I go to the toilet? If I'm out with my friends on a night out, am I supposed to go back home if I need the toilet, or just hold it in? What am I supposed to do? Like costs nothing. Yeah, politeness costs nothing. So why not just show good manners and respect pronouns? Yeah, that's all it takes. Just respect each other. You don't have to understand what goes through a trans person's mind. You just need to show respect in society. Like I used an example that when I go into a church, if I wear a hat, I take the hat off and I'm quiet. I still respect being in a religious place or something like that. And that's what it is. When you go in, you respect other people's beliefs, because we live in a society and we should respect each other. But when you say like, well, oh, I don't want your beliefs about being trans, it's not a belief. It's a reality. I am trans. So when you say, that's like saying if someone's black, they should be like, well, if a black person comes, I shouldn't have to respect someone because they're black or something like that, or think that I've got to have don't force your opinion on me. Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm trans. What you mean? So you want to call me sir? Which reality doesn't even make sense now. Why are you doing that? Why would you do that? Or I don't want to be pushed into your belief system. What? It's just mental talk. Most don't use gendered greetings when talking to me, but when I get it's more frustrating than anything misgendering. Yeah, well, I mean, we all get affected in different ways. I mean, I just couldn't imagine someone calling me sir now. I mean, they might call me sir if it's something to do with my documents or something like that. I can imagine that happening, but otherwise, it's just stupid. Do you know the most funniest thing is when people call me by my let's say dead name, but by my dead name. When people call me that name, and I've been in public spaces, and I'll stand up, and people be like really confused, like and it just creates confusion. Even then, the people that I'm going to go talk with are confused because they're like, wait a minute. And it's the same like with my passport. When I've had mail on my passport and stuff, and then the looking and going, they get really confused, and that's why you need to let us just be who we are, so we don't have all this confusion, and we can just be who we are and accept it. Sentence structure mangled. Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's what I think about it anyway. I mean, so yeah, it was an interesting video. So thanks Jade as well for that donation. It's been really, you guys really helpful tonight, and really helped with the donation side and with the channel. It really means a lot. It doesn't mean that this channel can just keep going like it has been. And I'm really happy about you guys tonight. We had a really good time doing this show. Like I say, if you want any more videos, any donations over £1, I will spin the wheel again. I'll keep going if you want. And if you want to make a donation, like I said, don't bother with it. I guess we'll just say don't bother with the super chats anymore. I think the PayPal me is probably the best way. It's a direct donation, and that way we keep more of the money for the channel, and I can keep investing in here, and I will do. I'll make it clear to you guys that this is what I want to do. I want to do this channel full time, and I want to make it so I can keep getting content for you guys, and just keep improving. Like, I have plans for this as more of a show. So believe me, I have some plans. I have some friends that want to get involved as well, but not yet. Only when the show is a bit bigger. So we might even have guests on here, and I have other trans friends that might come on sometimes. So that is possible. But again, as we grow, I can't do that. I can't do this at this level. I have to show them there's a reason for them to come on. They have to be like, okay, so feel the best way to support the channel. I'll just tell you, the best way is watch the videos, comment on the videos, like the videos. If you can share them places, if you've got social media, if you've got Facebook, or if you've got let's see, like I'd say, you can do it on X if you want, but if you've got blue sky and places like that, just share it with people. Or if you know people in your public life, tell them about the channel, tell them what we're doing. Like I say, we're building a community. So if you're not a member, consider becoming a channel member, because the next show is going to be on Sunday, and that's only available to channel members. So I'd really welcome you to join that. Yeah. So I don't know if anybody wants to do any more donations or anything. Like I said, there's the PayPal button there at the top of the chat, and you can donate whatever you want. As long as it's over £1, I will spin the wheel again. But before we go anywhere, look, I'll give you guys another chance. If you want to do it, like I said, anything over £1, and I will spin the wheel again, and we'll carry on with the night. But if not, I'm going to do one more thing, and then if no more donations, I'll call it a night. So I'm going to share. Let me share. I thought we could do a quick. Let's play a little game before the end of the show. Let me see. So should I do this one? Should I do this one? No, let's not do this one right now. This is a. I had another game. Where's that other game? Not this one. Okay, it's not here. Let me find it. I'm gonna get one more just before we go. Like I say, anybody wants to donate, here's your chance to do it now. Because after this game, I'm probably gonna call it a night. Unless if you want it to carry on, then you can. But just donate anything over £1. If you don't donate any right now, we've got how much we got so far. We've got 20. It's been £27 tonight so far. So if anyone donates 20, I think it's £23. Anything up to £23, I will tell you another secret about my life. But that's entirely up to you guys. I think this one is the one I'm thinking. Bear with me, because my computer's a bit slow. But if not, we'll play this and then we'll call it a night. Okay, put this over here. I forgot to add this because I was going to add these earlier on, but I didn't. Okay, just for fun. Let me see. By the way, if anybody does donate, you can. I'd probably just suggest that if you're watching this on another platform, you go to my main channel right now. I will start putting other links on my other channels, but go to my main channel, which is my YouTube channel, and you'll be able to actually be more direct there. But like I said, I put the link. Oh, someone has donated. Are they? Or maybe they haven't. I don't know. It said something else. Let me just see what it said. I think I just got something. Let me double check. I think it's YouTube saying something. Not YouTube. It's PayPal saying something to me. Let me check this first before we go forward. Okay. Okay, I'll have to do that later on. It's asking me some questions. Okay, leave that for now. Okay, let's play this game for a bit, and then we'll move on from here. Let me see. So, can you see the screen? think cannot yet. Okay, so you can see the screen. I'm going to play this for a little bit. If you want to make another donation, feel free to do so, and I will. We can carry on a little bit more. So anyway, so like just I don't know, funny. I don't know. I'll play this for a few minutes. Okay, so what would you do? Like we got True Love or $10 million. Which would you pick? You can put some in the comments if you've got your own opinion. What would you choose? What would you choose out there? Do you know? Oh, $10 million is very, very tempting. I don't know. I think I'd still go with True Love. I think I would. You know, am I foolish for that? That True Love. Let's see what people said. It only tells you what people say. Okay. So most people choose True Love over. It's very close, but most people choose True Love. Okay, let's do another question. Okay, be embarrassed publicly or be embarrassed in front of your crush. I don't know. Don't really care about being embarrassed, to be honest with you. My crush. Okay, yeah, most people agree with me. 58% said that agreed with that. Okay. What else have we got here? Oh wait, I've got a message. I can see. Let me just double check. I'll check the messages before we move on. What have you said? Sweet dreams all got to go for now, as the kittens are screaming. But okay, well we're gonna finish soon anyway, Jade. But thank you for being here, and thank you for your support on the channel. Thank you so much for tonight. Okay, I'll see you again soon. Yeah. We'll just do this for a little bit more, and then we'll call it a night. So, see everything upside down or hear everything backwards. They both sound awful. I think I prefer to see things upside down. We'll see what everyone else. Oh, a lot of people agree with that. Yeah, I don't think I could cope with it. Like, if it was backwards, you know, hearing things backwards, I don't think I could cope with that. Brains or beauty? Ooh. Okay. Oh, which one? What would I do? I don't know. I've got another comment here. Hello, Janice. Oh, you caught us near the end. I'll let you know what's going on, Janice. But thank you for being here. What we've been doing tonight, we've got if you want to join the channel, you can do. It's £1 to join the channel to become a channel member, and I'll spin the wheel if you join. But if you want, there's also I have a PayPal me now. If you donate anything over £1, I will spin the wheel to do a video. So I'll keep the show going if you want, but obviously you'd have to donate £1. That is to spin the wheel. But it's up to you. It's entirely to you. If not, we're probably gonna end soon. Just to let you know. I think I'll go with beauty. Oh, most people wanted brains, so I'm vain. That's really bad, actually. I'm quite vain, actually. There, I was like, oh, I want to be beautiful. Okay, I don't know. Does it really matter? It's only fun. Meet a vampire or a werewolf? I want to meet a vampire. Yeah, a lot of people agree with me on that one. Yeah, I want to meet a vampire. I think that I don't know. I think vampires are more sexier, you know. Okay, let's see what else there is. Have to always wear earmuffs or a nose plug? Oh, earmuffs. I don't think I like things like on my nose and stuff. Yeah, I want like a nose plug on all the time. I mean, I've worn them when I go swimming sometimes and stuff, but I don't like them. Unlimited supply of chocolate or fruit. Chocolate. Oh, I'm in the minority there. I do eat fruit, but and I probably eat more fruit than chocolate, believe it or not, because I'm quite into my health. But I like chocolate. Why don't I have chocolate? Be a squirrel or a frog for a day. Ooh, yeah, squirrel would be more fun, wouldn't it? Squirrel. Yeah, most people agree with that. Yeah. Okay, I'll see more. Let's do another. We'll do a few more and then we'll call it a night. Like I say, I'll keep going if anyone donates, but if no one donates, I'm probably going to end soon. Just let you know. A chance to be 10 again and act like you're 30 or a chance to be 30 and act like you're 10? Yeah, no, 30 and act like 10, more fun. All right, people want to be 10 and act like they're older. Oh, no. Okay, whatever. Don't agree with that. At parties, you're usually the designated driver or knocking back the drinks. I don't really knock back drinks. I guess I'm more the designated driver, to be honest with you. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's not that I don't drink. I just don't drink that much. So, the bath in ice cubes or in tomato soup. Tomato soup. Okay. I don't like the idea of really cold. I don't like the ice cube thing. Receive socks or a dictionary for Christmas. I think a dictionary actually. So not for brains, but I probably would like that. Oh, okay. I think it's more useful dictionary. Have the hiccups all day or sneeze all day. I don't like hiccups, so I'd probably sneeze. Yeah. Okay, I'll do a couple more. Baby or old person? Babies or old people? What, between the two? Babies. Yeah, okay. One more then. We'll get one more. And if you want to keep going, like I say, donations if you want one more thing, but it's a bit last one. Be able to talk to land animals or underwater animals. Land animals, because you can talk to dogs and cats, can't you then? Yeah. Oh, okay. Perfect. Just a bit of fun. I thought we'd just have something just to wind down at the end of the show. So yeah, so I think that's it. Unless anybody else wants to send a donation. But I've really enjoyed tonight. I'm glad that all the people have joined in. And this is kind of why I want to try and move the format more towards, talking a little bit about what's going on in the news, and then a little bit about, videos that we've been doing through Spin the Wheel, and then just like this, end it with a bit of games, a bit of fun at the end. And of course, any support to the channel is welcome at any time. I'm going to put that link below the video, so it's always there if anybody ever wants to kind of help out or what you want to do, or just being here means a lot. So don't worry about it. It's not all about that side of things. But if you do help, it means a lot, and it's been a lot tonight. So I've just seen Francis in the chat as well, and nice to see you, Francis. Later. Yeah, we're gonna finish now anyway. Thank you. And Mercury, I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Yeah, me too. And I think we've had it's nearly been 3 hours tonight, so we had quite a long show. So yeah, next I'm back on Sunday. I might try and release the movie club tomorrow. So if you want to have access to the movie club, it's going to be on the Patreon. So there's a link for the Patreon below this video. So I suggest if you want to join that, you can do. So I'm going to try and release that tomorrow. But otherwise, I will be back for another live show on Sunday. But that will only be available to channel members. So if you want to have access to that, become a channel member. It's £1 for 1 month. So it really means a lot, that as well. Yeah, good night then. Good night, everyone. And good night. Yeah, good night, Mercury. So I will see you all again soon. I'll see you on Sunday, hopefully. Please consider becoming a channel member. And I will see you all again soon, and I'll have another video with lots of things going on, and I'll keep improving it. I'll keep working on it. Honestly, I'm really enjoying this, and yeah, check out my other videos if you haven't already. And yeah, well, thank you for being here, and I'll say good night and see you again on Sunday. Goodbye.